Afternoon, everybody, and welcome to round 18 football, finals football, not too far away. And can't you tell the weather's starting to turn? And we're all looking forward to getting back to St Albans next week to see who can make it. And I suppose after today's round, we're going to find out because the top five is not settled. That's something we haven't been able to say in this box for some time. But before we get into it, covering all those games, I'd like to welcome Grubby Occasions to the broadcast. Welcome, Grub.
G'day, boys. G'day, viewers. G'day, listeners. You told me 6 weeks ago it was all done and dusted.
I did say that.
Five was set. And now we've got three sides today that can get in and out. Is that interesting? Is that exciting? We've got Alex down at Werribee. He's going to give us some reports. We've got Archie over at Bannockburn to see how Thompson are going there. Just if you don't know, if Anaki win today at Werribee, they will play in the finals. If they lose, they can still play on percentage. If Inverleigh win here today by a decent margin enough to get the percentage, they will play. If Thompson can beat Bannockburn by a few goals, they can play. And I don't think Werribee can make it from memory. But
no, the draw last week definitely cost them, Grub.
It didn't cost them. It could have been a four-way go. But what an exciting round of football. Almost the culmination of a home and away season. Has been one of the closest and one of the best we've ever had. And I tell you what, a couple of players missing from a couple of sides. And we're going to be not knowing who's going to play in the finals right up until about 4 o'clock, I reckon.
That would be nice, Grub, if it went that way. We can only hope that is going to be the case. As I said, a lot of things can happen here this afternoon. But before, again, just welcoming Tyler back into the chair this afternoon. As we said, Arch out at Bannockburn listening to that or watching that game, keeping us updated on what's happening out there. So welcome to you too, Tyler.
G'day, boys. It's good to be back in the box again for another time. So, yeah, it's a very exciting weekend we've got with the three games that are playing out today, all leading to the big ground at St Albans next week, which... it's not far to go.
Can you talk like you're a bit more excited?
I'm very excited, Grubby.
It doesn't sound like it. You
Let's get into it, Grubby.
Excited.
Yeah, more excited.
Grub, we're still not sure on the top five makeup, as you've already pointed out. But it's probably, even having said that, you still can't say there's an outstanding side. Usually at this stage of the year, someone's going along very nice and you think, well, these guys play their best football, they can't get beaten. But results week in, week in, just keep changing that. And honestly, this is the first year that I can't tell you who will win and how far they can go.
Well, I mean, exactly the same. I went over to get the team sheets and something to eat. I reckon three people come up and said, who do you reckon will win the lot? And the answer to that question was the same. I don't know. Because I honestly don't. East looked at goods. Their track record on St Albans ain't great, which we know that. A couple of games they didn't play well. So they've had games where they haven't been good. North Geelong all of a sudden looked like unbeatable, especially against Werribee that day. And then Anaki beat them and they don't play. I think they were unbeaten and then lost 3 out of the next 4. How does that happen? I don't know. Who's the other side left in it? Belmont are the quiet achievers. They've played pretty good footy with a lot of good players missing and they're just starting to get them back.
But have they got enough run in their legs to get from where they are at the present time to go out and play football at St Albans?
Well, we thought that last year, they had a hard season last year. They did pretty much the same as this year, although all these players that are coming back, if fit, are pretty well rested. So that'll help them. But playing on that postage stamp down at the Winter Resort, we always thought that the transition to the biggest ground in the world in St Albans might be too much for them. But they had a fantastic final series last year, only being beaten in the finish by the Thompson tsunami that come from 5th and beat everyone. So even though they didn't win it, you'd have to look back and say their final series last year was very, very good on that big ground. So they're still a danger. North Geelong, can they finish 4th?
I would think so.
If they lose today...
If they lose and Belpo
still beat Corio by 340 points.
Yeah, it's a big percentage.
They've got to make up 33%.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they won't do that. I'm only kidding.
Not on their best
It's just that I heard that idiot Andy Richards this morning. He said, North can go out. Well, I don't think they can.
No.
But as you say, there's three sides that stand out. But then you say, well, Belpo still will finish 4th. And their best football can beat anyone on their day. And I tell you what, I've had a look at Anaki's side today, and they've got I don't know how they've done it, but they've got all their players 48 of 48, and they've got all their really good players playing. And if they can keep that side in going forward, they're a chance to knock a lot of them off. So if they make it.
Football is a funny game,
Oh.
as we know. So we're going to have a look through some of the games here this afternoon, and I suppose we've mentioned Belpost Hill. They did cement their spot last week by winning, and they can now, I suppose, go out and have the luxury of maybe looking after some couple of players this week if they don't want to take them into the finals.
They will do that.
That Whitney and that sort of blokes might get a rest this week, but they take on Corio at home. And you would think, as I said, they will win this game of football and set themselves up to go into a final series. And you would think, now, the other one was, did someone get reported from there last week?
Yes, Felix Jones. He's got a week.
Got a week?
Yep.
So he'll be back for the first week of the finals.
Yes, if he gets a game.
Yes, well, that's true too. I would think he would come back into that side, but as I said, someone comes in, plays well today, you never know what can happen.
Well, before you keep going, just on that subject, right, Ash Whitney has, well, not surprised me, but he's a very astute coach. He's a very, very good coach. You can actually rest blokes like Dylan Whitney and all that and still pick them.
Yep.
Against Corio, who struggled. So you can play him, but instead of playing his normal minutes, he just has a run around. He keeps his fitness. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. And there's a few of them like that they can actually still play, but still get enough rest they need.
Yep. I suppose you said you got rotations can play a heavy part, and obviously then the other option is you can easily just sit him in a forward pocket and let him do his job down there as well.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. You can actually play him. He gets keeps his fitness up, but he doesn't get any more tired than you think he would by playing what he normally does.
So do you give Corio any chance up there this afternoon?
No, I don't. What I give them a chance to do is their last game of the season. They're going to finish on the bottom. They'd be very disappointed at that because I think they thought they were on the way up, and they were on the way up. But when you lose a player of Joel Bennett's calibre, you're in a bit of trouble, I suppose. But the good thing about them is they've kept having a crack, and they will have a crack today. I think your best thing you can hope for is that they can be in touch at half time because I think they'll probably gradually drop away. So Belpost will win, but as I said, Corio, their culture has changed off the field. On the field, even though they're on the bottom, they're actually playing better footy than they've played for a long, long time this year and last year. And they will still be having a huge crack. But Belpost still, knowing what they're leading into the next few weeks, will win.
Yes, that would be the case. As I said, there's still a few names not in that senior side, so they may be taking that opportunity to give a couple of blokes a bit of a run from their second side. Tyler, your thoughts on this game? And
look, that's that rotation through the middle you spoke of, even Whitney basically, it's drop them in the forward line for a quarter. They're the players that you put them down for a quarter, they might kick 3-4 goals. They've got that skill, they've got the talent, and while you don't have to get them in head first in and under the ball, it keeps them, like as you said, Grubby, it keeps them running, keeps them on the field, gives them the chance to play that leadership role and push their boys around as they need to do. I think, Belpost will be a long way home there, but...
have you actually got the ins and outs of that game? Because it looks like, I'm just going through their list there, it looks like there's a few of their reserve players actually come up this week into Belpost Hill side.
Well, the only outs I got was Felix Jones.
Yep.
And I didn't even get an in for that one. And for Corio, Ash and Clyden are in and Cornwell and Smith are out. But no, I haven't got the actual.
Okay, I was just looking through their side, and it looked like there's a couple of names there that I hadn't not familiar with over the last couple of weeks. So,
well, that's to be expected.
Yeah. Well, as I said, you said that they may have they have the opportunity to do that, and as I said, to go out there and obviously win the game of football. It really doesn't matter whether they finish fourth or fifth. They're still going to get that elimination final. That's going to be their first thought of or port of call from the week after. So should be interesting.
But I tell you what, don't get too carried away of thinking of this elimination final, who we're going to play, because in this league, like Anaki may play finals. Corio beat them.
That's true.
So don't just go out.
Twice.
Twice. So don't just go out there thinking that, we won't worry about this mob, because if they have a big enough crack, you might put some pressure put on you.
Look, as I said, you only have to watch. Well, it doesn't matter what level of football you watch these games at. Things in football can happen. If you don't play to your very, very best, and another opposition side plays a little bit above themselves, they can trouble sides. And that could happen out there this afternoon.
Oh, you never know. If you only have to look at the Ballerine last week, I think Newcombe beat Torquay and Ocean Grove beat Amos.
Yeah.
Or the other way around. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So if that can happen, anything can happen.
I could be wrong here, but I don't see a Basley or a Whitney in this team.
No, there are two or three out. Yeah. As I said, Timmy Barton's still not mentioned in there, but again, they might just proposition him and sit him back till next week.
That might cost basically the Whitley medal.
Good.
You have to be a favourite.
Well, he'd be going close.
He'd be a favourite of yours. I know that.
He probably won it if I
We've
was
given
doing
him
the
7
votes.
dinner for twos. Well,
So that's very interesting.
and where at? At the Hotham Hotel.
Now, our next game is also really, to be honest, takes on a fair bit of interest because Winchelsea over the last month or so have really shown that they are up and about and can win a game of football. At North Geelong, it will make it a little bit harder. But again, North Geelong still haven't got their full list back in that side. So, Grub, I know this stage of the year, it's probably important that you do win your last game of football because you've got to take some confidence into playing finals football. That would be my train of thought. What's your thoughts? Is that...
Yeah, I believe that. When you haven't won the amount of games that you thought you would win, you've got to keep fighting. You've got to keep going all the way and saying, well, look, we showed this. You know, if North Geelong do go on and say, win the flag, play in a grand final, Winchelsea hang it on their hat to say, hey, we beat them the last game of the year. So, and the thing is, they've got a lot of players back. They had a lot of injuries early. They had some comings and goings. Today's outs are Freeman and O'Hanlon, but the ins are Gemmell and Caleb Brown. So they're two really, really, really good ins. McDonald comes in for Noah Billy. I don't know if he's injured or unavailable. Billy, he's a pretty good kid.
Yep.
So, and Desnoy, I don't know how many games Desnoy will be available for. He won't play this week. I don't think he'll play next.
What's his?
Injured.
He's done. I forget what he done now. I read it somewhere.
Yeah.
But he'll be there for later in the finals, they tell me.
Okay.
So he's a big loss too.
Absolutely.
He's a real good kid.
Well, as I said, there was been a heap of hype around him playing, and every time I've spoken to most of the other coaches around the leagues, they all rate him very highly. When we've seen him, he hasn't played at his best. But
he hasn't.
We have seen a couple of games in recent times that he has shown me that this kid is a good footballer.
Oh, you can tell that. You can tell that. But as I say, when they say later finals, it sounds to me like they're talking preliminary maybe or grand.
You've got to get there first.
Well, yes, you do. But so again, same mindset. Don't go out there. Don't play with. It's at North of Geelong, I think.
It is North, yes.
But don't run out there today thinking, right, who are we going to play? Do we get the top spot? Who are we going to play next week? And forget about the mob you're playing against because their form's been very, very good. Their ins are terrific, and their confidence is up because they've got a lot of players back. The big fella probably be his last game as president. Big Daniel Dogsy. I think he's done. And who knows? They might go out there. But the things that Daniel Gretzky has done for Winchelsea is just unbelievable. Not only is he a terrific fella, but he's been absolutely terrific for their football club. And you know what? If I was the coach, I'd get them all around him and say, this bloke's done everything he's had for you. Get out and do something for him today and win a game. And you never know. It could go the other way. You never know.
Yeah, football can be a funny game. Tyler, I know still Tommy Davis is not in there. Paramanov looks like he may do some ruck work. And is it Cooper Pask that's been doing it?
Yes.
Or that's doing ruck?
Pask or Vaughan, one of them.
It might be Cooper Vaughan. Yeah, whatever it was.
You did hear that day.
Yes, it was. So he's done a pretty good job. But again, without Tommy Davis, another team that's going to take, well, possibly a bloke into finals football next week that hasn't played for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, and look, I think North would be talking about it going, we need to go out and win by 60 points, 10 goals, because it's that form that you spoke about. It's bringing the confidence, saying this is our game plan, this is how we're going to play, and this is the way we're going to do it going forward. Get that game plan back to how it was, 6 weeks ago when they were running absolute muck on teams, those first quarters. And you've sort of ruined the rest of my spiel that I was going to talk about Rory Desnoy, because he's been a favourite of mine this year. He's obviously worked on his body in the off-season. He's a lot bigger. He's got the shoulders. He's got the strength. He's able to hit the packs and push through. So that's a big out, I think. It's a shame that he'll miss a few games.
Well, when you talk about, you love to go out there and win by 10 goals. What happens when you go in at half time and you're 5 points up or 5 points down? All of a sudden you go, why isn't this happening? Why can't we do this? And a little bit of doubt sets into a few months. Luckily, they've got a terrific coach in Riccardi that can get that out of their mind. But there might be some places getting frustrated. When you get frustrated, you make mistakes.
You can.
Yeah.
And as I said, it just seems to me that we saw him here against East Geelong, and I thought that was probably one of the better games I thought they played. Because, again, they had players out, and when you know that they're going to come back in and build that side up and be even bigger and stronger, I suppose. And Davis is the one that we keep talking about, that extra tall. And then you don't have him, and then you lose a couple of games that you think, what's going on here? It just makes it hard. So, obviously, he's an important cog. He's needs to come back in. And, obviously, the bloke we haven't spoken about is Blake Miller as well. Again, he was, when we spoke to him 2 or 3 weeks back, he wasn't 100% sure he was going to get back. So I suppose you look to life after him just this season, and hopefully he can get himself back on track. But anyway.
That's the tale of the tape. Yep. We're talking about, you say how some of the great games they've played. We watched them against Belpostal, and they were dead set terrible that day.
Yep.
They were well beaten. You don't want one of them performances in coming into the finals.
I suppose a game that's not any great relevance, but Belmont Lions take on the Geelong West Giants. For Belmont Lions, if they win, they can get top spot if Inverleigh can beat East Geelong here this afternoon. Percentage-wise, obviously, if they both win, that's not going to change things because there's a massive percentage difference there. So Belmont Lions at home, you would think. And again, without going through their list, you might have that ins and outs grub, but they should win this game of football and hopefully, as I said, if not get top spot, obviously stay at that number 2 position.
Well, their last quarter was pretty good last week. They'd be on a bit of a high after that, West. And how many of the game? Well, I know they're about second or third bottom, but they've probably won 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, they have.
They've beaten Anaki. They drew with Werribee.
4 games and a draw.
Yeah, so there you go. So, 5 games and a draw this week would be pretty good. They're actually playing pretty good footy. Unfortunately, I can't comment on their team because we never seem to get it. I don't know what happens. I go through Tommy King's stuff and that. He never seems to be able to get anything from West. But Belmont, young Wilson's back in. He's a good kid, and they've lost Deister. He's gone out. So I think they're travelling pretty well, Belmont. And it's at the Winter Resort, I take it.
Yes.
I think they'll be too strong out there. They played well last week, West, but I just don't know if they can play well enough to beat the Belmont Lions.
Does West have someone to stop that big powerhouse up forward, the Evans boys?
I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, they've got one of the best backmen in the comp in Jackson Collins.
Yeah, he's the bloke that everyone speaks about as a key defender. But we saw Evans a couple of weeks back, I never said it was against Inverleigh, and he kicked 7 goals that day. He
monstered him.
And he did monster him in the end, but it was a couple of goals out the back and things like that, and he probably missed 3 or 4.
Kicked 7-5.
Yeah, I was going to say, he missed some goals
12.
he would have kicked. And
you blokes didn't give him a vote
well,
for that.
as I said, I just had to look through the votes that day, or the best players, and he wasn't mentioning them either, so he obviously was all the work that he did was just a finishing job of it all.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
No, we're always raving that the forwards are getting all the momentum and all the accolades here, but they did play a good game. I mean, as I said, his game was very good, and if he had kicked that other 4 or 5, then there was actually going to be
You'd still give him just 1.
No, I probably would have stuck him for 2.
Yeah.
But, I would have stuck him in. Now, this is the important ones. The next 3 games we're looking to look at. We'll start at the bottom end of it, and that's the Bannockburn-Thompson game. As we said, we know that Thompson have to win this game of football. And we know that they are reliant upon Inverleigh getting beaten and also Anaki not doing what they are supposed to do and win their game of football up there. So they are still a chance. They have brought...
Can I touch on the margin thing quickly?
Yep.
Yep. Just so I did a bit of quick maths during the week. Basically, we need... For Thompson or Inverleigh to get in, Anaki need to lose and there needs to be a 37-point buffer. So the way that could play out is Anaki lose by 10, Inverleigh win by 28, example. So there's got to be that 37 points to make that percentage difference enough to get through. So, either of those teams...
And is Thompson below that again? Or are
pretty
they,
much
are
exactly
similar?
the same. It's
Okay.
37-38 between the two. So, either team needs to win by 8 goals.
Well, they've
want
made a statement today because they brought back a number of players into their side this afternoon, Grub. They are going out there to win. Now, we know last week that they went out there just to defend the game and probably to keep the margin as close as they did. And to be honest, with a little bit of luck, they may have even won that game of football. But that wasn't to be. But they have got an opportunity here today to finish their season, obviously one, positively, beating Bannockburn at home. And we know that Bannockburn have got a number of injuries. But they still... When these two sides generally play, things usually are pretty close.
Well, it is too. Have you got a calculator on your phone? We're putting you in charge of working out the percentages as we...
Mate, you've got no chance.
I've got it all ready to go.
Wouldn't know when to start and finish.
2 points this game last time
Well,
as
hang
well.
on. You went to school, stupid. You come out the same way.
Went for 28 years, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, he was the best footballer in grade 6.
Yeah, he was 23.
22 years old. Yeah, well, you're right. You're right. Thompson have brought back in Sammy Jacker. We don't know how fit he is. Mowat. He got injured, only a couple of weeks ago.
That was a training on a Thursday night.
Yeah. Big Davis.
Yep.
Planty. Well, Planty.
He might have been working last week.
He could have been. Planty, he's injured in the middle of cricket season, Planty, but he just keeps going on and going on. Boyd, he's another big player. He's also a worry. He came back with one injury and got another. And
yeah, last time we saw him was against Belmont Lions, I think.
yeah, Kamerick, who's we've seen can really play, and he's been out for a couple now. He sat on the bench right near the end of the game we did.
Yep.
And that was the Bell Post Hill game, I
Yes.
think. And this is his first game back. And Bark, or Back, however you want to say it, he's back in as well. So my worry is they've brought these blokes in and they're not 100% fit. They just think it's a better option to try and win this game. And if they're not fit and they go down, how many times this year have Thompson finished with no one on their bench or one on their bench? And you don't want to see that happen. The blokes that are going out, like Ciroli, Kerr, Humpage, Russell, Borland, Burke, Wilson, they are seconds players. And I'm not... Well, you have to have seconds players.
Yeah.
I love the seconds. But they are seconds players, and they're all back in the second. So the side Thompson put out today on paper will be a very, very good side. Obviously, Troopy won't be coming back. Knight won't be coming back. We know Saligen's not coming back. And there's a few others too that we just don't know whether, if they do get through to this week, will they play next week? We don't know. The other question is, if they do get through and they do get those players back, can they do what they did last year and go and bowl everyone over and win a flag? You never know. No one thought they could do it last year.
Oh, look, I know history is sometimes can repeat itself, but I just think with the level of the injuries that they've had and these blokes that are coming back into the side, I know you've got to rely on a lot of things going right. And as I said, their situation was probably similar last year, Grub, weren't they? Up until nearly final side, they were getting numbers on the park and getting enough to win the games of footy, but their squad was depleted by injury, and all of a sudden they started to pick them up a lot along that course. And then, as I said, once they got to finals football, they just played a brand of football that really no one else could stop.
And that's due to a magnificent coach.
Well, as I said, it does help when the bloke is standing out there, makes a difference. But again, as I said, we're not going to see Knight, and you would think that Troopy's not going to take part at any stage this year.
If they let him, he will.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
He'll play with a busted shoulder, don't you worry about that.
You'd want to have a good needle, I reckon, a big bloody horse needle to get him up and firing, because he couldn't lift his arm up above his head.
Yeah, but the team they're playing have also been struck with injuries to senior players and have been for quite a while now. And we're not going to see any of them. Young and Harding come back into the side, and Battaglia and Gin are out. They're two more. Battaglia's a big loss. Gin's a bigger loss because one's 5'8" and one's 6'4".
I reckon Jim would have been leading their best and fairest up until he started getting injured.
So they have their ruckman back then if Gin's
he is
out?
the ruckman.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. The original ruckman that went out earlier in the season.
Kunchka's not back.
Kunchka's not back?
No, he's done for the year.
So they don't have a ruckman then?
No.
Pretty much.
No.
So
there was a young kid running around there. Who was that doing the ruckman for a while?
Yeah, no.
Put it this way, it doesn't matter because they'll be up against who John Mitchell thinks is the best ruckman in the competition. I think he's about third. But Andrew Jarvis says it doesn't matter who's the ruckman. Jarvis is going to tear him to pieces. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I don't know whether they picked young kid Thompson he was in their side today. He's probably nearly their next tallest option they've got, I think, outside of the ones we've already mentioned. So he might get the job.
Yeah.
That also goes around the field. Like Geordie Camps plays forward. He could, if that next tall man gets moved into centre to play ruck, all of a sudden you've got Cam who's not shy of 6'3", 6'4" himself.
I know.
He's probably bigger than that too.
Yeah, he's and he's had a good run in the forward line the last few weeks.
And he's played a few games in the ruck this year.
Yeah.
So but he probably won't need too much with Jarvis because Jarvis will do it on a bit. You would have to say that Thompson will win the game, but whether they can win by 37 points, I think it's possible.
7 goals.
I actually think that's possible. And then Anaki would have to win. But if they don't win, I think Thompson can win and get the percentage to get in.
I tend to agree with you. I think that they've got enough within their group this afternoon with the outs that Bannockburn will have. They can actually, if they do take control early in the game, that game could blow out very, very heavily. So the percentage won't be an issue for them by the end of the day, but the win-loss ratio might be. So that's what they'll be hanging their hat on. And I think that's what Paul Lynch was doing and talking about last week. So it should be very interesting to see what happens there.
You can't deny we are in for an exciting 3 hours of football.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pity that it has to end, as I said, for some clubs, but and they'll probably rue one or two matches during the course of the season that may have cost them. But
how many clubs have we ruined that?
Oh, quite a few, I reckon.
You know, like you go to Anaki, they can still make it, but they got beat by Corio twice and West.
Correct. Yep. And I reckon if you went through Werribee and Inverleigh season and took up the number of games and lost by less than 2 goals.
Oh, a stack of them, and then a draw. Bannockburn at one stage had lost about 5 games under a kick.
Yep.
So you can bring them into it too.
Yes.
And Winchelsea was the same start of the year. I think the first 4 or 5 games,
After about 7 or 8 rounds, I think Werribee were about 8th or 9th with the best or second best percentage in the competition.
98.
Yes.
Right, so but it just shows what a great competition that we do have.
It's definitely made things very, very interesting, hasn't it, along the way? So, as I said, as I said, we're, as commentators here, not only last season, but a number of seasons, as I said, 5 or 6 weeks out from round 18, finals football has been settled, and we're just worrying about which side's going to finish first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. Yeah. And don't worry about 6th, 7th, and 8th because they were too far back. But this has definitely brought some life into our competition this year, and it's good to see. As I said, there's just a couple of clubs now. If we can get them up and about, it'll make things even better for the coming years. Our next game we're going to look at, Grub, is probably maybe a game we should have gone and had a look at, and that is Werribee Centrals. They take on Anaki down there. And as we mentioned, Anaki probably near on as good a side as they can have in their side. And Werribee, I suppose it's for them. Disappointment last week after hearing the result that Anaki were in and they couldn't make finals. But do they hold that enough to say, well, let's make sure if we can't make it, Anaki can't either, and can they have a fair old crack up there and see what happens?
Well, yeah. Look, I think it comes down to desperation versus we've got nothing to lose, play with gay abandon. Because they'll be out there to have some fun today, wherever, enjoy their game. And when the pressure's not on you like that, sometimes you can play some really, really good footy. No one expected them to beat East Geelong, and they played that type of footy that day and beat them by 9 goals. So if that's the case, Werribee are in with a show. But Anaki are going to have the desperation. They're going to have all the stuff behind them and say, we have to win. They'll be doing the hard stuff. They'll be diving on it. They'll be doing everything they can win. So that's probably the who versus who. Desperation versus, just having some fun out there. Anaki, as you said, well, Crossett's out. I don't know whether he's out with injury or with maybe, I think he's a 2-pointer. They may have had to do it. No, not really, because I think Vandenberg going in, I think he's a 2-pointer, James Vandenberg. So maybe Crossett is injured. Werribee got some fun ins, Werribee. Egan and Fletcher. I don't think either of them have played a game this year. Egan may have played one. But they haven't played many, and Donovan's unavailable, and so is Williams. So they probably haven't got their best side in. I'm pretty sure that Anaki have got as good a side as they can pretty much field.
Yep.
And that would be the side I think they would carry into the finals. Maybe cross it for Vandenberg into the finals. So I just think they got too much to play for. I don't know whether Werribee can just go out and play that football for 4 quarters. I reckon they dropped their bundle a bit last week at 3/4 time when they realised that they were out. They couldn't get in because Anaki had beaten or going to beat North Geelong. I reckon it'll be a great game. I hope Werribee play the magnificent footy they can play because it'll turn out to be a really, really good game to watch. I also hope that Anaki don't go out and just slaughter them because Werribee just have lost the plot. I hope it's a great game, but I just think Anaki might get that.
The other name were there, was that Sharkwoon the Cox? Was he in their side? Or
haven't seen. Well, unless he played last week.
Yeah, I got a feeling he did play. I thought in the last week.
That means he's playing because he's not in the outs.
Okay. Maybe then I just mixed him through my list as well. But he was the other bloke that was obviously pretty important to that side. Tyler, your thoughts on this game? And as I said, Werribee have been going along pretty well. As I said, without being able to play finals football now, that does change things. Just minor, but. Do they have enough pride out there to take them on?
And look, it does take a bit of pressure off, but, for Grubby's sake and the rest of the Werribee faithful, you hope they get out there today and put on a show.
Yes, they don't care if they don't win.
No, that's right. Get out there, put a show on, have some fun. I think it could be a very high-scoring affair. When you look at, you've got your Saliba, your Bosley, up each end. There's no doubt that it could be a 30-goal game.
Yeah, most of the side's good forwards always kick goals against Werribee. Now they've got Bosley and Lever up there.
Yeah.
If they both kick a swag, that'll go a long way for Anaki to win the game.
Yeah, well, the last time we saw Anaki versus Inverleigh and they had the three big fellas down there, that could cause a lot of...
Barter will go down there.
Barter, yeah, of course, yeah. So, if those three are running around up in the forward line, that'll be an absolute...
Yeah, I don't know who they'd put in the ruck. I don't know who they'd put in the ruck then. But
Braden Riddle, he's the bloke that doesn't seem to be playing in there.
Yeah.
No.
So I don't know, again, he seemed to be there, for me, their first choice as a ruckman, with Barter centre half forward and obviously Bosley at full forward. But it just seems now that he doesn't seem to be, I'm not too sure whether he's injured or whether he's can't get a game.
He's
or
playing the
what's-
ruck. Oh, sorry, your bloke, the bloke you said.
Yeah.
Riddell, yeah.
But the reason why I can see is that Barter was playing, as you said, at centre forward.
Yep.
He's now playing in the ruck because they got Jay Lever plays.
Yep.
Who's a very good forward.
Remember when we saw them at Inverleigh and Riddell ended up being the winger? Yeah. We were going, what's going on here?
So that's the reason, I guess.
Too many tolls.
But he would still get a game, so he must be injured.
Okay, yeah. Well, as I said, I just found it strange when you've got those blokes there, and as I said, Lever, Bosley, and Barter, the three of them in the forward line, is pretty hard to contain when you get conditions like this. Obviously, different with a bit more breeze and a bit of rain about, but it's definitely made things interesting.
How dangerous is that forward line going to be at St Albans? A bit more space.
Again, tall players, you got to have them, but you got to have the run in their legs as well.
True.
So
Yeah.
that mightn't be the case with most of them, but I think Bosley would be able to cope with that.
And Barter's pretty fit.
Lever probably not a mobile as the other two, but
Barter gets
still
around, yeah.
some handy options to have if you're going to head towards St Albans, and that would make things very interesting. Final game here this afternoon. That's the game we are going to cover. And we'll have a look at it as we've got some little bit of time up our sleeves at the present time. So, and that is East Geelong. They take on Inverleigh, and we know the outcome here again. Inverleigh must win the game of football to give themselves any chance. East Geelong, I think they would possibly want to finish on top of the ladder. I'm not too sure whether that's beneficial these days to miss the first weekend finals, Grub.
Well, we don't know.
What do you reckon?
I honestly don't know. But before we do that game, I do want to mention that East Geelong are putting on a huge day here today. It's the Do It for Toby Stewart Day. Their next player, over 100-game player, Toby, and he's having a real big battle with cancer. And they're just trying to raise a few dollars just to help him through it and get him right and do all the right things by him. And it's great to see East Geelong looking after somebody, one of their own, you know. But look, it'll be a great day, Eddie. If you're going to listen to the footy and you live around here, you live in Geelong and you're listening now, get your wife, your kids, come out. It'll be fundraising activities. There'll be a major raffle about 5 o'clock. There's an auction on. Barbecue from 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock. $1 from every can of beer and soft drink will go to this this fund. There's a DJ here from 5 o'clock onwards. And look, to be quite honest, it's a great family day. I'll see some rides and over there for the jumping castle for the kids. So even if you don't like footy, you know, come over. You take your kids over and look after them, or your husband comes and watches a great game of footy. It'll be a great day here. It's for a great cause. And East Geelong, well done. And Toby Stewart, all the best of luck, mate, for the future. All the best.
Yeah, well spoken, Grub. As I said, there are some battles in life, and this is one that he's obviously taken on, and the East Geelong Footy Club are getting right behind him. So let's hope they can make it a very successful day, and anyone, as I said, that wanted to help out and support them, there's plenty of activities going on here this afternoon.
And they're always really good at looking after their own, aren't they, East Geelong? They're one of those clubs that just really look after people.
Yes, Grub, that's it. Now, your thoughts on this game. As I said, Zach Smith comes back into the side this afternoon. As I said, maybe a late out last week, but just maybe extra week to get that calf recover. He looks like he's back in, and he will be very, I suppose, important to their side here this afternoon and moving forward.
Well, the most important thing is if East don't hold top spot, you actually need to get a game under his belt. But if they do take top spot, that means he'll play this week and have another week off. So as long as he's 100%, they had to play him. Coming in with him, of course, are two pretty good players, Zimmer and Lee. Two pretty good players coming in. And out go Dixon. So obviously Dixon's injured or unavailable. He's had a pretty good year.
Yep.
Josipovic, who last time we saw him was very, very good.
Yep.
And Doyle. So, you know, they're getting close. I know they're probably going to leave out Johnny McIntyre, give him a bit of a rest.
Do we know what's wrong with him?
Nothing. far as I know.
Oh,
I think he's pretty right, but just making sure that he stays right.
okay, because he hadn't played for a couple of
He
weeks
did
now.
have a couple of injuries early in the piece.
Doesn't have leather poisoning, does he?
Well, he might have that too, but he gets that every year. He's immune now. Don't even have to have the stuff. But with him coming back, he's been rested. Jacob Nolan, he could play. He's been rested. And there was one other, Benny Mulvale. So,
he's important to him, I
they're
reckon.
very important. So, but they're having a bit of a rest. They want the biggest assault on the finals they've had for a long time because, as I said before, their track record in finals isn't good. So this is the year that they have to prove to the doomers and the doomsayers and all that they're no good in finals. This is the year they've got to prove it. I myself haven't actually been on that bandwagon about, but going out in straight sets. They just haven't quite played well enough on that ground, or the other sides have played well. I don't think it's a hoodoo. But if they go out in straight sets this year, I think I'll have to start getting on it and start believing it. And they'll believe in themselves. I know they've got belief in themselves. Start with win today, finish on top to show everyone you're the best side in the comp. That's the confidence part of it. And I think, with great players like Sammy Lowe, who I have to mention, of course, you know that.
Absolutely.
And Beardsall down back. And, I just think they have to put in a performance worthy of those players. They put in a few performances during the year, like every other side has, when they didn't look that great. Inverleigh, we watched them. They had to win the last game. I was here 2 weeks ago, and they couldn't. They were all right early, but they just couldn't beat Belmont at Belmont. Lewis is in. They've lost Peel.
Yep.
And he's a very big loss. I didn't think they were playing well enough at Belmont to be able to come down here 2 weeks later and win this game. Although last week they played pretty good footy till three-quarter time, and Belpost still were able to haul them in. But they've had two chances at two top sides, and they've failed. And it's going to be the big chance today. But, look, I spoke to Maury before the game. He's confident. He believes if they can play their best footy, they can win. The only thing is, if they don't play their best footy, they can't win. If East Geelong don't quite play their best footy, they can still win. Their class, and it's a little bit higher. But it'll be a fantastic game. And if Inverleigh get the sniff and get in front early, boy, they could cause a really big upset and still miss the finals. But that's just how this season's going. I think East will win.
Tyler, it's interesting because obviously you mentioned David Peel being out, and he's a good user of the football, but obviously Mason Dixon as a key forward for them has been pretty important, and he's going to be sadly missed out there this afternoon too. I suppose their options are, I know last week East Geelong, they sort of played a bit of a Belpost Hill style of game through their half back line in the middle of the ground, and they wanted to chip the ball short, and they would be able to do it on one or two occasions, but then the third and fourth time they try to do it, sometimes it come undone. Now, Thompson last week were playing that defensive game, whether they had that in their mind to try that going into finals football just to see if it would work. I don't like that style of football. And from East Geelong, I think they play a different brand of a get the game going and run the game and get the ball moving from one end to the other. But it just seemed to slow down and help Thompson last week. I know Inverleigh today, if they're going to win the game of football, they're just going to have to take the game on and go for it because they need to win. So
Inverleigh do love that sort of. I mean, it's the tsunami is what they call it, that centre push, get the line and push through as a big line group. That slower ball for East going forward, is it they're trying to get Ezard a bit more protection, get him in a one out. With Stack Smith coming back in, does that, giving that extra option up forward, does that help Ezard out as well?
Yep.
Quickly, Benny Mulville, is he rested or was he injured?
Well, see, he hasn't played for a couple of weeks now. So
right, because he was rucking for a while
Yep.
as well while Sobey was out. So I wasn't sure if that was just maybe a bit of a rest to get the body back right. But I think with East's speed through the middle, Monaghan, Crombie, you both know how much I like those boys together through there. They're going to be very fast.
That's because you can't tell them apart.
Sometimes. I think one of them have got short sleeves that I've seen. So, we're on. We are on. One of the boys has got long sleeve. One of the boys has got short sleeve.
All right.
We're in for a good game today.
Crombie always wears the long sleeves.
Yeah,
So.
Monaghan's got the shorts.
I'll tell you, for them to win in the league, their big guns have to fire.
Yep.
Right? You'll get a fair bit out of the not so big guns, but Grundle has to be a best on the ground performance. Hollands needs a best on the ground performance. Big Poodle Wilson, he's got to take Sobey to the cleaners and give him first use of the ball like he did at Belmont a couple of weeks ago. Casey Meehan, probably past his best, Casey Meehan. He's got to go back to his best. And there's probably a couple of others. And Lovey in the middle.
Love, yeah.
He's got to be terrific too. If they're all terrific, they can win. But they have to be. Otherwise, they don't.
Yeah, I don't think they can be over their part today. If they've got just that one or two players that aren't playing their best football, then they're going to find it really hard against Geelong. As I said, I know last week the game was different and what Thompson had set up to do, but this will be a little bit different because, as I said, today means they can finish on top, get a week's rest. And for Inverleigh, as I said, season's defining today. They either play good football and give themselves some sort of chance by winning and winning by a margin. If not, they know their season's done and dusted and they can hang up the boots and Maury can go to sit back, relax for a couple of weeks before he starts going out and finding a few more soldiers to bring into this side because, as I said, their youth in their side is good. They just need to find a couple of more senior, experienced players, and I imagine that won't be far from his mind either. So
I think Jack Filer might be in for a tough day.
He's gonna have to play very, very well.
Yeah.
As I said, he's gonna need some assistance down back. As I said, they have got a few tools now. I'm not too sure where they're going to play Viney, whether he's going to stay back there. Dan Maher has been good from down there over recent weeks, and I suppose young Will Stoney will have a role to play with the number of tools that they have in their forward line. So I think this is going to be a great game, and we're looking forward to what unfolds over the next 3 or 4 hours. We're going to take a short break because we're not too far away from game starting here. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Yes, round 18 action, final round for a number of sides here this afternoon. And we're looking forward to what unfolds here because, as I said, we know what both sides want to do, and it will be the side that can perform at its very, very best. It's going to be interesting because, as I said, it looks like Braden Warren is going to be taking up one of their key defenders. He's going to go to Ezard. So he's got one of the key roles down there. Viney also looks like he's going down. He's going to be playing on Lemper.
Some quick, exciting news for Grubby and the Werribee faithful. The reserves have won 120 defeated Anaki 46. Werribee minor premiers for the reserves, 1 week off in the finals.
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Find out who won the thirds last night, will you?
Mate, make a phone call.
I can't pick the umpires, but I can pick one of them.
Yep.
The great Mark Nolan. The other one looked like Nachos for a while, but had the binoculars on him. It's not him.
No, it's not Nachos. Definitely not Nachos.
That's a pity. Best umpire going around.
So siren has sounded. Ball has been thrown in the air. Wilson goes up, taps it down, goes towards Grundle, but it's picked up by Collins. Got the handball out towards Muir. Goes outside to, I think that was Stoney. Stoney got the ball and that back to Collins into the forward line, but a mark has been taken in defence. So it's been held up already. East Geelong will take a kick and go from the half-back line. Passed outside there, and that was Visited. He was okay last week too. Ball chipped back inside. Now, this is what they did last week. They chipped the ball around. They waited. Got the handball going now. Out the back again. Little chip upside. And that was from McLean once again. Got a number of possessions. Now they're going to turn it over. That's something they did also very regularly. The fourth kick done them, and it's done it again. So the ball now from Collins outside to Reed. Reed's got Grundle further down the field. He runs into space. Just needs to have a bounce that favours him. Ball's going to go to the boundary line and over.
Wasn't
great. No. So it's now going to be thrown back in half forward line. So Wilson and Sobey doing the ruck work. Sobey front position. Ball comes down to the front. Picked up Beardsall. He's tackled straight away. Ball not coming out. Umpire will call for it. Going Ruckman at the contest. Sobey this time hands it out the back. Picked up by Grundle out of the congestion. Kick into their forward line. I think it landed just in the field of play, or was it out of bounds to the full? No, maybe just inside, said the umpire. So Inverleigh have been able to move the ball forward.
That silly old Shane, did he come to the footy today?
Yeah, he's over there. Straight across the ground there he is.
Okay.
Sitting in the car. Might put the hand out the window and wave to you if he's lucky. Ball now from that ruck contest. Picked up East Geelong. Oh, that was a strong tackle there. That was on O'Brien Henderson. And he's been held up in their forward line. So again, umpire, again with ball in hand, throws it to the ruckman. Meehan takes it out of that ruck contest, goes to their half forward line. Again, numbers around within the lead. Ball is picked up and kicked across towards their centre half forward position. Mark's been taken out there.
Billy McIntosh, I think.
Yes, it is. And he's at centre half forward. So he's got a kick of about 45 metres here.
Has he got that in him?
Well, a little bit of breeze. Grubber, I think it's blowing his way. So he could do this. He is a good user of the ball. So this could go through the middle. So McIntosh steps up, kicks that goal. Like it off the boot. And he has scored. The first goal of the afternoon is to Inverleigh and Billy McIntosh. They move to one straight goal. They lead East Geelong yet to score. We've gone just 2 minutes 40.
Well, you're actually right. I hadn't paid that much attention to it because it seemed to be swirling, but that wind is favouring that end. So it's just so important for Inverleigh to get off to a good start and get a good lead. And they've done exactly that. They've had all the play. East haven't added into their 50 or anywhere near so far. So that's exactly what Inverleigh have got to try and do. Just don't worry about too much about defence. Just go all out with the win and see if they can build a really good lead and put some pressure on the Eagles.
Quickly around the grounds before we kick off, Werribee Centrals versus Anaki. Andrew Bosley has taken an absolute screamer in the first minute, 0-6, and Thompson have kicked the first goal as well in that game.
So the ball now goes into their half-forward line. Inverleigh are attacking heavily there. Monahan runs onto the ball. Good pace, gets away from the contest now, runs to centre-half back, kicks into the middle of the ground, went past Lemper. He's going to be the first to arrive at it. Didn't get a favourable bounce, but he went back and collected it. Outside to semi-low, looks up, tips back into the middle. That was a good kick. Mark has been taken out there by Zimmer. They move the ball across the ground to McLean. McLean wider, goes to Mulville on the left boot. Options further afield. Crombie in some space, can go towards goal. Steps around one, looks at goal, kicks around, tries to bring the ball back. It's going to land in the goal square. Filett's there. He pushes it through. Good defensive work. And it's a minor score to East Geelong. So they are that solitary behind. Inverleigh one straight goal. And we have gone just on 4 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
Filet now coming straight out of the back line. It was a tight kick out to Muir, who's come out this far broadcast side towards Haberfield with a quick handball through to Dalton Grundle, who's looked forward.
Look at this.
To the single man in the forward 50. He's turned around and he's just put it offline. A bit of pressure there coming late from East Geelong. It's going to be out of bounds, not on the full. We'll have a throw in from the kick from Grozdanovski there. So we'll have a throw in now 15 to 20 metres out in front of the goals.
He had to do that because there was no one to kick to.
No
Not only
one.
he was on his own, but there was no one further forward, so he just had to do that.
Yeah, Dan Gross was the only one in the forward 50 there. So we'll get ball back in now as the ruckman push forward. Sobey with the tap forward to the east clearance now. He's got the clearance out, pushing out towards the wing. Wilson's going to get a handball receive, possibly. No, we're going to go for a tight. Sobey's gone off the ground forward now to Zach Smith, who's weighing up his options. We're going to have Filet and Andrew Steele in a foot race into the forward 50. Filet wins that with a bit of extra body pressure, gets the handball out. We get a big kick out wide through Stoney to the far side. So we've got an Inverleigh mark on the far side of the ground.
Condi,
it's gotten the kick forward. It's gone out wide, and it's going to go over the boundary line.
No, he's going to pay a free kick for holding the man.
Free kick to Inverleigh.
Yep.
So he's going to be kicking from right at the east bench, and he's gone bang straight into the forward line into
yum
Who's
bacon.
the bloke that kicked that?
Reed.
It
Reed,
was
was
a
it?
magnificent kick.
Was kept it low, and
Oh, couldn't have been any better.
how is this kick going to look with the wind out there, Grub?
Oh, from
Right
this,
hand post.
yeah, from this distance it doesn't matter. Just put it through the middle.
Lines it up. He's gone
That's it.
bang, and he has absolutely piped that. Yes, he
Piped it.
has.
Piped it.
Piped it.
Smoked it.
Dead straight. Piped that one straight through the guts.
So what's the score?
It's going to be East 1 point to Inverleigh 2 goals on the
Buckley's
Buckley's
Entertainment.
Entertainment first quarter.
Don't forget Buckley's after the game. If you're hanging around, get into Buckley's, have a bit of a punt, have a few beers, something to eat. I can't think of any establishment in the world better than Buckley's. All built by the Geelong District Football League. Sorry, Geelong District Football and Netball League. I always leave that out.
Initially, Geelong District Football League.
Initially, yes.
You're right there, Rob.
Initially.
So now ball back in the middle of the ground again. Ruckman go at it. Ball comes out. Crombie couldn't pick it up. So he does. Got the handball out the back. There's a free kick being given to the umpire off the ball.
He's put his hand out the wrong way, but it is Inverleigh.
So it's going to Jared Love. There's not even a player standing the mark. Oh, yes, there is now. But so Love now with an opportunity to drive Inverleigh back into attack once again. Kick goes out wide. There was a bit of a push
Yes,
there.
he's played
Umpire
it,
has
Noel.
seen it. And it's going to go. I reckon this might be Reed again. So yeah, he is a good kicker for football.
He is.
And he is in range. Can go back and give Inverleigh their third goal. Did they play this brand of football early and then shut up shop in the second and then with the wind, or you just keep rolling?
Experts will tell you to keep
Keep
rolling.
going. Keep going.
I'd say set up and give yourself another big go in the third. I would do that in case you got 4 or 5 kicked against you.
Reed steps in now, kicks from about 50, looks okay. He's got his hand in there. He likes it, and so do his teammates. So Jaden Reed gets his first goal of the afternoon, the third now for Inverleigh at the 8-minute mark of the first quarter. Inverleigh, 3 straight goals. East Geelong 1 behind. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
That is another part that's crept into Inverleigh's game. Early in the season, they were kicking a lot of points, but I think, was it a couple of weeks ago against Werribee, they kicked 15-4.
Yep.
If they can kick 15-4 today, they're going to give themselves a hell of a chance. And it's 3 straight, and they're all set shots
And
that a lot of people sometimes miss, and they all went straight through the middle.
You're talking about the good players being involved, and they are getting involved in this game.
My word, they are.
Up we go in the middle again. We've got Wilson and Sobey. Sobey with the tap out towards the Inverleigh hands. We've got a free kick here paid towards number
again.
13 of Jared Love. So possibly for a hold there. He's coming out to this side to Grosdanovsky, who's just had a bit of a juggle on the mark. Got Bidsell now coming up to the mark. Grosdanovsky weighing up his options as he gets a big lead from Grundle straight out in front of Monaghan. So about 60 metres out now. Grundle turns around and puts one into the forward line. That wind's pushed it a bit to the right, and it's going to go, a big bump there. It's going to go out to the right-hand side of the city end, about 20 metres around from the goals now. We're going to have a throw in on that side.
It's too far away for me to see, but that looked like it could have been a push in the back.
That's
of
what
the
I was.
other free
I reckon
kick.
that was probably better than the other one he
Yeah.
got.
There's a bit of force in it, and in comes the ball now. Sobey and Meehan, I believe, gets the tap forward now, held up in a contest. We've got a clearing kick now out, picked up by the East Geelong player of Minari, who gets the kick out to the far side. Viney and Lemper, I believe, on the far side now pushing forward. looking towards Smith, who is able to take a mark, 75-80 out, looks for his options into the forward line. We're going to have a contest here between Wilson turned and Sobey's been able to come out the back line. Something you will never see.
I think it's Izzard.
Oh, Izzard, was it?
Yep.
12. No.
Izzard,
sorry. Caleb Izzard able to grab that one out of the back of the pack, rove that through and ran into an open goal to put that one through at the first goal for East Geelong on the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
Can't work out who's playing on steel.
Well, I think Jack Filet, but Wilson had him in that contest.
That's what I mean.
I'm not too sure what happened there.
But the thing is, then the question's got asked. You've got two big key forwards. You've got Wilson coming back on one of them. Who was on the other bloke? Who was on Izzard? Because he just said, thanks very much. It's not even me birthday, but I'm going to take the present, and went bang. And that was a pretty big defensive mistake. And I sometimes you look at it and go, oh, he should have done it. I couldn't pick out where the mistake was. I just lost them all. And so did he.
So the ball now back with the umpire in the middle of the ground. Wilson up early. Sobey maybe got the tap away, but Wilson went and recovered it. Got the handball out towards Grundle. He couldn't take clean possession. Picked up out there, and that was a pain. He was tackled, brought to ground. Umpire will again call for a back on centre wing and ask for another throw up to take place. Both ruckmen are in position there, and Sobey front position, but Wilson up over the top. A second go, gets the ball out. Beardsall came through. Grundle now puts his body over the contest. Again, the ball, no clean possession being gathered in there, and umpires going to have no choice this time, and will come back in, and another ball up will take place. So again, position, Wilson again up over the top. It's clapped out of there. That was nicely done there by Marr. Got the handball outside. Miles, he got the ball, was scuthered by Crombie. His kick was also smothered. Rebound ball goes back into the hands there of Bissenden. And Bissenden there is going to get the 1-2 back again. Kicks along the boundary line and went back inside. Nice kick, finds Beardsall. Beardsall wants to change direction and go across the ground. Got a run playing from behind. Reckon that might be Zimmer, and he's found him just inside, or just outside the centre circle. Running play now coming past was Henderson. He goes long into their forward line. Filet in front. Ball gets out the back. Smith nicely off to Steele. Steele needs to gather the ball. Tried to keep it in play and was able to do so. Inverleigh's defence now has to work pretty hard, but they have been tackled and brought to ground. So we were going to have a throw up, or a ball up, I should say, forward area. And it looks like Luke Wilson won't get to the contest, so Steele just takes the ball out of the contest. Kick to his opposition player in Filet. Out the back he goes to Love. He's tackled and held up. Umpire will call for it back. 30 from goal. Forward pocket. Wilson up. Should win the contest. Ball comes out, though. Minari read that very nicely. Lost possession of it. Picked up by Smith. Kicked back towards the goal square. Viney did nicely. Took the mark. Wasted no time. Delivered the ball. Out long. Going out. Monahan didn't take in possession of it. Henderson.
Oh, Kevin Bartlett.
Yeah. He's
goal play on.
Should have been a free kick. Ball now in the hands of a Reed of Inverleigh.
Oh, yeah.
And
don't do that.
there's going to be a little ball up to take place here. So right in front of where we sit here on the centre wing.
Through the old Kevin Bartlett there. That had to be a free.
Had to be. As soon as he didn't take possession of the ball, grab, he was gone. It was touched. Monahan, he got the ball, comes out the back. Handball goes inside, and it's going to end up in there. Munyari in and out of the contest, able to kick the ball into their half-forward line. Ball gets to their half-back line coming through, picked up by Warren. Handball's out on as far as Lemper. Lemper tried to handball over the top. Condy intercepts, goes back to Grundle. Chip forward. The mark has been taken there by Marr. So Marr doesn't waste any time. His kick didn't hit the target. Ball comes out. It's going to be picked up. Bissenden gets the handball outside in the hands of O'Brien Henderson. This time he just loads up, goes long, back into their half-forward line. File it out with a fist, picked up by Munyari off the contest. Into the hands now of Payne. Looks up, goes long towards goal. He is off the mark there and wide. Ball goes over the boundary line. Free kick going to Inverleigh. And Xavier Lewis is going to be having the free kick.
The defence got to put enough pressure on him, Smithy.
So Lewis now kicks out long, goes outside 50. Sammy Lowe's going to bring it back because he's the only one that was standing there, and he will take the mark. He looked back inside, didn't use the first option, saw a better one, went towards Lemper. He comes up at the contest, takes the mark, and from inside 50 can go back and have a look at goal. But again, that breeze maybe changed just a little bit now, sort of blowing across the ground. An opportunity for East Geelong for their second.
Werribee Central's 2 goals, 1-13. Anaki 1 goal, 1-7. Bannockburn 3 goals, none, 18. Thompson 0 goals, 1.
Whoa!
So Lemper loads up, goes long, and he has got the distance and also the accuracy. They're second on the board. East Geelong moved to 2 goals, 1. Inverleigh, 3 straight goals. 14 and a half minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
Well, they're fighting back, East. They know they don't want to let Inverleigh with this Bruce get out there and get a good lead, and they've actually played a hell of a lot better than those last couple of minutes. How many goals did you say Thompson had kicked?
Thompson, 0 goals.
Well, you said they kicked the first goal.
We can thank Archie for that. Yeah, it wasn't. It was Bannockburn kicked the first goal.
He been in the bar.
I was going to say, when you said 0 goals, I thought, hang on, they kicked the first one.
Brody Harding's kicked 2 for Bannockburn. All right, so we've got Steele and Wilson up in the middle now. Tap out from Wilson towards Love. Another handball forward from Condi out on that far wing now. Looks like Sammy Lowe might get first hands on it. Overruns it, gets the handball now. And handballed out on that far side. Sam Lowe's got it back in his hands. Goes to kick forward towards the number 39 of Caleb Lowndes on the far side. Is able to keep it in, but gets the turnover. Inverleigh get the hands forward to Jared Love, and then another handball through with the kick forward now with a great pack mark over that far side. Paid to the East Geelong player who gets the handball now, keeps the ball moving. They're coming back through the centre, looking forward. Ezard needs to put the arms up. Doesn't quite get to the contest there. Inverleigh in front, and now it's going to be Stacks on in the middle. With over that side, Grozdanovsky was able to do enough just to stop Ezard getting into that play there. We're going to have a throw up just on the side of the square to the East Geelong side now. Looks like we're going to have Steele and Wilson go up again. And Wilson again with a tap straight to Love, who gets a quick kick out coming this side towards Will Stoney. Turned over though. East Geelong in Beardsall able to get the first hands on that 1-2 handball, and then a kick not to where he wanted it. But Zach Smith is going to be first one out there to try and keep that in. Gets the tap in. I thought that was in, but it's been paid as a throw in on the boundary line over that side in front of the jumping castle.
Which I'll be heading there all the time, have a bit of a go on it. I'm small enough to be allowed
Might need to get in line now. All the kids are coming around.
Well, see all you people out there, bring the kids down.
Wilson and Steele now. Wilson first taps there, straight to Beardsall. Another average kick there from Beardsall into the forward line. Ezard gets first hands on it. Quick handball to Payne. Takes a few steps, runs around and puts the kick on goal, but it's gone wide. How wide has it gone? 1 point wide? Or
yeah, 1 point.
1 point now. So kick in for Inverleigh now. Filet, I believe, was the kick-in duties coming out of the back line, looking for Stoney. No, not looking for Stoney. Looking for Mar, but it's missed that, and Beardsall's been able to crumb it and just keep it in. It's heading forward now through the hands of Osselbrook and Beardsall. A good kick there from Osselbrook. Not quite marked, though, and turned back to the Inverleigh player who has been wrapped up straight away in that forward line again. So 25, 30 metres out now. Payne just wasn't able to get his hands to that ball there. Up she goes. Ezard and Wilson, no, not Wilson, tap down into the hands of Viney, who gets the handball out and comes wide. Osselbrook gets the hands on that boundary line, gets another handball and receives, and goes for the kick inwards to the East Geelong player, who's able to quickly turn, run forward. The name of Lachlan Zimmer gets the snap there, 35 metres out, straight through for East Geelong's third goal in the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter score.
Well, he's leading the charge, Osbrook. He's sitting in there and he's doing all the hard things. He's getting it out. He got it out there, and I thought, oh, that's not quite good enough. I thought he'd missed Lockie Zimmer, but gee, I tell you what, they've left him sitting out there. And the other thing I can't believe is Wilson goes up and wins the tap out to the side of the pack, and there's 3 East Geelong players there, so it's not Wilson's fault. Whatever happened to the structure of having the whole lot covered?
Well, obviously he's not communicating with the players around the contest or tapping to where they should be, but they need to have a talk to him.
But they should be there.
That's right.
They should be there. Not his fault. They should be there.
So back in the middle we go again. Steele doing the ruck work. Not too sure that's a great option, but over the top, Wilson again just takes it out of the contest. Steele runs onto it, goes towards centre wing, picked up Beardsall, had a number of touches in this first quarter. Handballs to Melville, outside to Zimmer, can run inside 50, but it finds a short option. Went looking towards Ezard. He can't take the ball. Or he did take the ball. He was tackled, taken over the boundary line. Umpire will ask for it to be thrown back in. That's what will happen about just outside their half-forward line for East Geelong. Started slowly, but they've gathered momentum in the last 5 or 10 minutes and really started to apply the pressure here. Ball thrown back in once again. Wilson front position. This time takes it out of the ruck contest. Handballs over the top. Intercepted. Beardsall once again. He's handballing all right. The kicking's not too flash. Ball goes into their half-forward line. Ball comes out. Crombie umpire said it was a throw. He was standing right on the boundary line, so he saw that quite easily. And Warren is going to be the recipient. He's going to go and transfer play across the goals. Maybe dangerous, but Violet now has the ball. Got Lewis straight up the ground if he wants to use him, but he hasn't even looked this way yet. Violet wants to go to the clubroom side, gets around the player on the mark now. A little bit of ground has been made. Long kick outside, goes towards Muir over the top of his head. Ball gets out the back, coming across. That contest was Fanning. He couldn't keep it in the field of play, and the ball has gone back over the boundary line. Throw-in will take place in between centre wing and half forward. East Geelong's attacking end. Again, still doing the ruck work out there, but Wilson again front position, brings it to the front, has support this time, but unfortunately the ball ends up in the hands of Osbrook. Osbrook handles, goes to his teammate in Ollis. He kicks into their half-forward line. Violet went back, couldn't take the mark. Ground level, ball picked up. Zimmer got the ball out of the contest, only as far as Lowndes. Kicks the ball round the body, goes back towards about 40 from goal. Nicely trapped there from Ezard. Handballs up over the top, into the hands of McLean. Steps, wants to go back towards goal, but Inverleigh with numbers back behind the ball, and the mark was dropped out there by Cations. Ball now still in the danger position, but it has been forced through for another minor score. So East Geelong now moved to 3-3. Inverleigh are 3 solitary behind. 21 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard. So Dan Groz is going to kick in this time, and he's going to go out wide. Gain kick. Mark not taken out there by Sammy Lowe. Ball goes back towards the boundary line and runs over. A throw-in will take place out there on the far side, or clubroom side of the ground. So the breeze very minimal out there at the present time. Flag sitting beside the post. Thrown back in. Ruck contest. Sobey back on the ground now. Takes it out of the ruck contest. Goes back into their half-forward line. Good use of the body out there by Lowndes. I think he played on there. He did. Handballs back over the top now. Crombie put under pressure. Was taken high. And a free kick will go back to Benny Crombie.
How could you bring that back?
Oh, why? It was in the act. It wasn't afterwards.
No, the mark. He's played on.
Yeah, well, no, that, yes.
Brought him back beyond them, unless he went off behind
then he did pay on quickly after that, so whether he had called play on. Yeah. Crombie's going to go round the body here, left boot round the body.
Missed it.
And he has brought it back a little bit too quick, through for a minor score. So East Geelong now 3 goals, 4. Inverleigh 3 straight goals, 22 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
That was my mistake earlier in the Thompson game. I misread. Bannockburn 4-1-25. Thompson 0 goals, 2 points. Kick out now from Violet onto this far side wing.
Let's just blame Archie.
get the handball, or the crumb, sorry, now from Inverleigh. Will Stoney gets the handball forward to Condi, through to Love, who's gone another kick just up the wing. Not to effect, though. It's going to be disputed now on this far side, with East able to clear it up through the hands of McLean, who goes back to Low. Kicks into the centre now, and McLean has got it again, pushing forward, and it's going to be a contest on the far side with Crombie able to not quite grab the crumb out the far side. Viney was able to get it for Inverleigh and get the hands out now to Sam Cations, who's been able to get another handball and booted that one forward, but to no avail. Turned back into the hands of Harris Monaghan from East Geelong on the far side wing. Looking at his options, he's going to go long down the line now out that far side, looking for a great mark taken out that side by the East Geelong player, who now has to decide if he's going to come back on the inside, which he went for.
Terrible kick.
Terrible kick indeed. Cut off by Inverleigh now, who's going to weigh their options forward, centre, into the middle of the ground, to the hands of Cooper Sharrock, who is about right in the centre of the ground, looking at his options. I don't want to bring it over this side as usual for us, but it's kicked out to the far side to the Inverleigh bench now. Turned over back into the hands of East Geelong and taken briskly over the line on that far side.
Might have been Jack Follett, was it?
No, Yum.
Chris B. Bacon.
No, the one that took the mark and kicked it straight.
No, Bacon.
It was a great mark. We've got to throw in now in front of the Inverleigh bench, far side of the ground. Can't even see who's in there. Wilson and Sobey, I believe. No tap out to avail. Grundle out to Meehan. Kicked forward, turned over to East Geelong. And going to have a attempted a clearing kick now out of the Inverleigh forward line. Tap straight back over the boundary on that far side. It is hard to decipher him over that side, isn't it?
I thought it was Jack Follett. The binoculars told me it was Jack Violet.
Have you?
See him out there.
Yeah, no, definitely Bacon.
Oh, I reckon it was Violet.
Ruck contest in the forward line. Ball comes out the back, goes towards Sobey, dives on top of it, can't pick the ball up cleanly, still on hands and knees, able to get the ball free now, and again, can't remove it from inside that contest. Umpire's going to have to blow the whistle shortly, and he will come in, and a ball up will take place. Sobey doing some ruck work out there. Ball out, Wilson taps the ball down again. Sobey went after it, got the handball, didn't clear the contest once again. Stoney with his head over the contest is again being tackled. Umpire back in, will have another ball up.
4 in a row for Werribee. Kirk goal, Tyler Cronin goal, Werribee Central's 4 goals, 327, Anaki 1 goal, 7.
So the ball now from that contest.
117.
Good on you, Archie.
Needs an abacus.
I got a lot
Or
going.
a calculator. And that's it.
That's it. School.
That's it.
Ball goes long. Grundle goes long to the forward line. Mark not taken down there. Conti did nicely. Brought it to ground. Kept the ball alive. And I think it might have been Sharrock again that had the ball. He was tackled, brought to ground. Umpire will come in and have a ball up. About 35 out from the Inverleigh goal. They did the early part and got themselves on the board. They need another goal here late. Ball now quickly from that contest. Goes back towards the goal square. Snezkov did well. Tried to keep it. Well picked up. Hatfield, I think it was. Snuck forward and he has put it through. Gets his first of the afternoon. And Inverleigh's fourth. They regain the lead. They are 4 straight goals. They lead East Geelong on 3 goals, 4. Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard. We have gone 26 minutes.
Well, I thought you were going to say more, didn't you? You said Buckley's first, didn't you?
No, I did.
Instead of last. I was waiting for the Buckley's. I tell you what, a lot of the times I sort of say, gee, how do you leave a bloke like that on his own? Don't worry about that. He read the play off the pack beautifully, and there was no stopping him. And I tell you what, that was old-style roving. The old Kevin Bartlett roving. Bobby Skilt read it off the pack and went bang.
Quarter time at Bannockburn. 4 goals, 226. Thompson, 0 goals, 2. Sobey and Wilson in the centre. Sobey with the tap out towards Love, who gets a quick handball out. Inverleigh pushing the far side via Stoney. Gone now forward to the Love Monahan duo. East able to get the quick turnaround and kick back into the centre. Moving fast through that with handballs and just leaving the ball behind in the far side there now, though. Inverleigh able to get the turnaround through the hands of Ma, who's get the kick out to this far side. Again, poor kick to East Geelong. Coming back now this way, East Geelong in the hands of Beardsall on our broadcast side wing. Looking at his options forwards, going to go a short handball to Pat O'Brien-Henderson, who looks directly in line and kicks over the head of his approaching forward. Inverleigh ran over and quickly turned back to East, who have gone to kick into the forward line, and a free kick has been paid against Crombie. To Cations, who's gone about a 6.5 metre kick forward to Viney, who's now run back past, kicked it out to that far side to the hands of Stoney, who's overrun it but got the handball back and is now on that far side kicking forward as they race towards the boundary line, but the boundary line has won this time. There's a chase of Monahan and Sharrock on that far side, I believe, but we're going to have a throw in now. Gone 28 minutes in the Buckley's first quarter.
So Wilson's pushed himself across again. He's going to do the ruck work. Sobey also in that contest. Wilson front position. Ball straight up. Ball this time tapped down. Sobey went back and had a third crack at it. Went to semi-low. He was tackled. Ball comes out in the hands of Monahan. Now East Geelong run from the contest through Melville. Go long back into their half-forward line. Gosdanowski going back with the flight of the ball. Takes the mark. So he's got options to come across the ground if he wants to. But he's, I think, play it safe at this stage of the quarter, goes up the ground. Kick wasn't great. Mark has been turned over, and Mulville once again turns the ball over, goes inside into the hands of Power now, runs south side of 50, goes towards Smith. That's a great kick. Nicely weighted, and he didn't have to change a stride whatsoever there. Zach Smith, a first opportunity, a real opportunity to kick for goal. And can regain the lead for East Geelong. So he's got the ball, only a kick of about 35 metres. Zach Smith, this is what he does. He kicks goals, steps around, kicked. It wasn't great off the boot, and he has didn't even make the distance, to be honest.
Well, that was his second attempt. You know, on the run before, and the same thing happened. It's either he's not kicking it, or
Beardsall's the same.
There's some average kicking.
Maybe the wind is a bit different to what we think out there.
So 3 goals, 5 now East Geelong, 4 straight Inverleigh. And as I said, 29 minutes, almost 30 minutes gone. Kick in, that was dangerous, but it was okay because it's found Condi in some space by himself, and he kicks the ball short again, goes over the top to Haberfield. Maintaining possession now, so he's got options further down the field. Grundle will be that next option. Over the back, good hands up, can't take the mark, went back and recovered, got the handball out. Umpire said no, it was incorrect. He was probably correct there, and the free kick will go back to McLean. So McLean now on the half back line, or centre wing, I should say. He's going to drive East Geelong longer into their forward line. Late court kick here. Mark not taken out there. Ball comes to ground, kicked off the ground, went back towards Violet. In some space, got the handball outside towards McIntosh. He looks up, tips the ball across goal. Again, had to be a good kick and was. Found his teammate out there in Viney. He goes long into the forward line. Bacon, again in some space. Got time to run and carry. Kicks the ball long. Snezkov has got back. Tries to fend off, and he has taken the mark. And he will be going back to look at for a kick after the siren. And give Inverleigh, will stretch the current margin.
And that could have been, too, the Kempy Engineering Read the Play of the day. Brilliant play from Inverleigh to round off the quarter.
So umpire Nolan standing right behind him here, so he won't want to deviate 1 inch because he'll get pinged.
I reckon 1 centimetre with Mark Nolan.
So Snezkov comes in. Good approach. Kick was awful, and he won't even score.
Quarter time at the Duck Pond sees Werribee Central's 4 goals 3-27, Anaki 1 goals 3-9.
So, yes, that is correct. It failed to score there. So, Inverleigh will go in at quarter time leading by that solitary point. They are 4 straight goals. East Geelong are 3 goals 5. Goal kickers to this stage of the day, we have Ezard, Zimmer and Lemper all with 1. And for Inverleigh, their 4 goal kickers are Reid, McIntosh, Bacon and Haberfield. Take a short break, come back.
Hang on. Should they be allowed to stand there, them umpires? Most players run out to the right a little bit when they kick for goal. He knew he couldn't, and he couldn't kick it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. As I said, it was interesting, but as I said, he didn't give much breathing space, I don't think, between where he was. We're going to take a short break and hopefully get some scores from around the grounds. We have the 2 other matches that's of importance today, but we'll get others. We're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Not too bad, to be honest. It's Inverleigh keeping themselves in the game with some straight kicking, 4 straight. East Geelong 3 goals, 5, and that was into what we believe might be a little bit of a breeze. So it'll be interesting to see what eventuates over the next 30 minutes. But around the grounds, we can tell you that North Geelong 6-4-40, Winchelsea 5 behinds, Belmont Lions 3-9-27. Geelong West Giants 2 behinds. We've given you the score at Bannockburn 4-1-25 to 2 behinds Thompson. East Geelong, well, we're doing that game here. Werribee Central's 27-4-3-27, leading Anaki 1-2-8. We're not too sure there's a breeze out there.
It could well be at these
And
grounds.
the other game, which is obviously...
has to be a win there.
Well, we think there's always a wind up there at Myers Reserve. Windy Hill, whatever you want to call it. Corio 7-2-44, lead Bellpost Hill 2-1-13.
No.
Yes, and I'm too sure that's a misprint, but that's what's come through. So well done, Corio.
So far.
Yes, that's it. If they can maintain that, we'll soon know at half-time whether there's a bit of a breeze out there. And it should be interesting to follow that game through for the rest of the day. Grab your thoughts on this one here this afternoon.
Very interesting game. It's very entertaining. Everyone's having the biggest go they can. And we thought that there was a bit of a breeze. And Inverleigh took advantage early, but East Geelong fought back and the wind seemed to die. The flags have died, but they're still not kicking the ball well towards goal. But look, I don't know where to go from here because if both sides keep playing like this, it'll be an absolute ripper. Anyone can win. I thought Wilson was good in the ruck. Ma was good down back. Dan Gross did some nice things. He still reads the ball beautifully. And Haberfield was okay as well. Bacon. Beardsall, as they said in the box, got a lot of the footy, but didn't quite deliver it with his usual panaz. Lowe was good. McLean was good. Zimmer, I thought, was pretty good. And Lowndes got a bit of the foot in. Ned Osbrook did a few real good things for a little while. I thought early, Dalton Grundle, Bowie Collins, they were, in the first 7 minutes, they were killing them. And they died out of the game a little bit. So whether the opposition coach put someone on them or they went off the ground, I think they stayed on the ground. But a fantastic quarter of football, as in score-wise. The skills were, because of the pressure, the skills weren't great. And the swirl and wind, they weren't great. But, by geez, it was entertaining to watch. And if we get that all day, we'll go home pretty happy.
I think so, Grub. As I said, it's a game that East Geelong, as I said, if they want to finish top, they do win it. And Inverleigh, as I said, we know what they're up against and what they need to do. And they've got it to three quarters to show.
You want to finish top. I
think so.
I don't care what the configuration of the finals turns out to be. You want to finish on top. You want the home change rooms. You want everyone to say, well, they finished on top. And that's, I think, for their own confidence, they want to finish on top.
Banno kicked the first goal of the second quarter. 5 goals up.
Wow. Well, we might not have to worry too much here.
They all three might lose, it mightn't change.
Yeah.
So ball now with her up by and second quarter is underway. Ball goes back towards centre wing. Lowe comes off the wing, got the handball into Sobey. Sobey goes out the back. Nice bit of work into the hands of Ollison. He goes short. Kick wasn't great, and the mark has been taken in defence by the defence of Inverleigh and Viney. It is got the ball. He's going to go long back into their half forward line. Snezkov in front, spoiled from behind by O'Brien Henderson. McLean did that nicely. Player outside, and now from the half back line they have some time. Bissenden gets the ball. He goes towards Ezard. He doesn't get it on the half volley, or he picks it up very nicely at his feet. Ball goes inside to Love, and it was going to be held up there. I reckon that might have been Minyari actually that had that kick before. It wasn't Bissenden. But ball has got towards centre wing.
At lunchtime too.
Ball from the top of the contest goes inside. Handball goes outside. Miles puts boot the ball. Goes towards a bit over centre wing. McLean runs back onto it. Takes it cleanly. And chips the ball back in the middle of the ground. Nice kick was up. Meeting the ball was Crombie. And he plays on. Doesn't waste any time. He wants to go to the far side of the ground. Steele out on a lead. Didn't try and kicked the ball nicely along, kept it in front of himself, but it's been picked up there and going the other way through was Monaghan. Short kick, and the mark has been taken by Lemper. So Lemper now turns and a little short jab into the pocket, goes towards Smith. Can't pick the ball up. He's got some opposition there. McIntosh arrives to lend support. Handball's back inside. Now the kick from Love. Goes back outside 50. Coming across Viney. Did that nicely. Didn't take the mark, but kept the ball in front of himself. Kicks round the body, back towards the boundary. Is it over the boundary line? I think so. Free kick will go to East Geelong out there on the far side of the ground. Monaghan, it looks like it's got the ball in hand. So Monaghan now He's going to put the ball a little bit further into their attack. Decides to chip the ball towards the pocket. Smith protected the space nicely, then took a one-handed mark. And he can go back and kick the first goal of the second quarter, and which will give East Geelong the lead.
I think it'll be really good for his confidence too. You can see he's a bit rusty. He's going to go around the corner.
So Smith now steps out, kicks round the body, and the umpire just looks straight up over the top of his head. He's got his first of the afternoon, and we have the fourth now for East Geelong. They regain the lead. They're 4-5. They lead Inverleigh on 4 straight goals. 2.5 minutes gone. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Well, he really needed that for his confidence, as I said. He never looked like missing. And I just wonder, when you watch training and blokes line up from different spots and kick for goals, I've got a funny feeling some of these blokes would get to training now and do 20 of them and practice going around the corner, because he did that like in his sleep. It never looked like missing. He didn't line it up much. He just went bang. And I don't know. The game has changed. And so when it first came in, I thought, that's not a good way to kick for goal. Go back and do a drop punt. But for some of these blokes, it actually works.
For some.
For some, not all.
All right, back in the middle now. Ball goes up. Sobey and Wilson in the ruck. Wilson with the tap out the back to Love, who gets a quick kick forward straight into the hands of Bacon, who goes bang, looking to the forward line. Meehan with the quick lead out there, pushed under the ball. It's going to be turned into the hands of East Geelong, who are happy to take it over the boundary line in that forward pocket and get a bit more support down there. It was O'Brien Henderson who was able to take it through up the front there.
I think Case has got to get himself involved more. He's really got to just run at it and give it everything he's got. He just seems to be struggling.
Use that body. In it comes now, Sobey and Meehan in the ruck. Tapped forward by Sobey, but into the hands of the Inverleigh player, who gets a quick foot onto the ball and puts it through the right side for a single point. So we're going to have East now kicking out from that goal line. So it's weighing up his options at the moment.
Don't know who the Inverleigh bloke was, but that was unbelievable. Chase down at so much pace.
So out this side now for East Geelong. No mark taken, but dropped down and a very high tackle. Not going to get paid here, though. So we're going to have a ball up 2 metres out from the boundary line.
And the other thing is, when Steele didn't quite get there, and you think of that Steele with the big hands, boy, geez, he had a ton of... He nearly got there. It was a bad kick from Crombie. Brilliant speed from the big fella.
So ruck contest, Sobey brings the ball down, went towards Mulder, but the ball has beaten him over the boundary line. Umpire will have a ball in. Just waiting for the boundary umpire. Holding young fella. Umpire now, Wilson, Sobey. Good throw in. Wilson takes the ball back to the front of the contest. Picked the ball up. Muir gets the handball back inside. Went towards Love. Missed him. Out the back to Miles. He couldn't pick the ball up. Lowe does. A little bit of pressure, but he's able to put boot to ball. Went probably as high as it did long in towards Lemper. Ball gets out the back towards Steele. A little bit of pace. Handballs back into Lemper. Was going to give it back to him, but decided to change direction and was going to kick. Now he's decided to. I'm not too sure whether he meant that, but I'll pay it to him.
I think he
it landed straight in the hands of Zimmer. So Zimmer, little chip up over the top. Goes towards Smith in the pocket. I tell you what, he's nearly plucked another one-hander, but ball has gone over the boundary line this time from the tackle, and we will have a throw-in.
Yeah, again, the big fella's deal. He showed that he's actually got a bit of toe for a big fella.
Oh, yeah. He did move well across the ground.
Yeah, did he ever?
He's down there doing the ruck work now. He takes the ball out of the contest. Handballs outside to Beardsall. Beardsall, a little bit of time and space. I'll tell you what. He has got it straight through the middle. Jack Beardsall gets his first of the afternoon and the fifth for East Geelong. They are 5-5. Inverleigh on 4 goals, 1. 6 minutes gone. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Oh, you got to say, that just has to be a contender for the Connectel. Yes, that's right, Connectel. Goal of the day. A beautiful kick. He hasn't been kicking the footy very well. And then he comes and puts one in. He probably kicked it badly and it went through. I don't know, because it floated through. But that's all that matters. And Inverleigh really have to get back into this game, because East Geelong is starting to get away from them and their finals chances are starting to get away. They need some of these blokes, the Collinses, the Grundles, the Meehan's. They've just got to, it doesn't matter what they do, just get in there and have the biggest go they can, because they're struggling, and a few others at the moment. They've got to get back into this game.
So ball back in the middle. Wilson up early. Sobey stands his ground. Ball from that contest picked up. Olsbrook goes into their half-forward line. Ball gets out the back. Ezard's going to lead in the race for the ball. Kicks the ball and keeps the ball in front of himself, so he's kept it alive. Inverleigh now with some numbers around the contest. Umpire Nolan said there was a high infringement there, and Jack Filet will be the recipient. Back pocket for Inverleigh. So he will deliver the ball, you would think, long out of defence. Pretty much going straight up the ground. Kick was okay. Reed dives, takes the mark. So he again's now looking for his options further down the field. Runs and carries, kicks out towards centre wing. Grundle's out in front. Mark not taken. Handball. It went back and collected it. Now towards Stoney. Picked up out there again. Might have been Osbrook again, was it? And he has been taken over the boundary line with the ball. And the throw-in will take place. Centre wing on the far side from where we sit.
Thompson's kicked their first goal. Banno 5-2-32. Thompson 1-3-9.
So Sobey again will try and get front position. Does so. Ruck contest. Went towards Stoney. Osbrook emerges with the ball. Goes back towards Lowe. Players jump on top of Sam Lowe. Oh, I'm not too sure they had prior opportunity to get rid of that, but umpire said differently. Free kick's going to go to Collins now. Bo Collins plays on, goes quickly. Umpire's going to ask for him to come back. Said he hadn't gone back over the mark.
Corio still 25 points in front of Bell Post.
That's all right, mate. Well, there's a sit back, have a look at that. It's quarter half time, and it should be very interesting. Let's hope they continue to put the pressure on. Sorry, Colin Vinley has the ball.
Is that 50? Didn't return it on the full.
Yeah, don't know which way you give it. Across the ground, maybe. Ball, little short kick. Gain, Viney kicks into their half-forward line. Wasn't a great kick. Coming out and taking the ball was Reed. Screws the ball back towards their goal square. Going back, Mark not taken. So at ground level, Sharrock, he tries to run onto it, but it's been picked up out there by McLean. Kicks round the body. Only as far as Miles. Miles handballs back inside to Wilson. Wilson, little chip inside. That'll be okay because Bacon is there and he will take the mark. Now he's right on 50. I reckon this might stretch him from here. Breeze maybe blown across the ground. He's confident he can get the distance. He's going back. He's going to have a look at this. So Jared Bacon has one for the afternoon. Steps in. Gives himself a little bit. Long kick towards goal. It's going to end up in the goal square. Mark not taken down there. Cleaned up by Monaghan, who decides to run it straight through for a minor score. So Inverleigh now to 4-2. Trailing each Geelong 5-5. 9 minutes gone. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Don't worry about the wind. The sun might be playing. But 6 sets of hands went up and never hit any of them.
So East now to come out of the back line. Coming to the broadcast side, a bit indecisive, but he's going to come out this far side now towards Sobey, who's just pushed under it. The Inverleigh player, of McIntosh is going to get the big kick back inside, putting it into that danger zone, and that Sun, hands going up early to protect, but no one's able to take the ball out of the mark there. Love pushing in now from about the 50 line. Unable to pick it cleanly, finally gets hands on it, gets the handball inwards, and going to have a good chase down tackle there, not paid. Handball off to Bacon, who gets the kick forward to the hands of Grundle, who hits a nice lead. Going to be kicking from about 45. Is looking potentially for another option in that forward line, though.
Go back and kick the goal, Dalton.
Absolutely. Take it on your shoulders. But, yeah, lining up from, I'd say, about 45 metres, 20-degree angle. Walks in and puts it on the boot. What have we got? Far out to the right side. It's going to go through for a point. So we're going to have East Geelong again now with a kick in, see if they can do a better job than last time. Around the ground, Werribee Central's 4-3-27, Anaki 2-3-15.
So the ball brought back in by McLean has Lee in the back pocket.
That's not right.
So Lee now handballs, goes back outside, and again McLean on the follow-up gets the ball, runs and carries, goes long, out towards the centre wing. That's a nicely way to kick. Ryan Lemper in space, takes the mark, has a player further down the field. I'm not too sure that was the direction he wanted to go to. Smith leads in the race for the ball. He picks the ball up. Not too sure whether he went over the boundary line, but he kept going. Oh, great kick. Great kick. And that ball has landed up in the hands of Lowndes, I think it is, at the top of the goal square. And he can go back and kick his first goal of the afternoon.
5-3-33 to 2-3-15.
My update since the last message came through.
So Lowndes now, top of the goal square, comes in, chips at the ball over the top of the umpire's head. His first of the afternoon. East Geelong now have their sixth. They are 6-5. They lead Inverleigh on 4-3. 11 and a half minutes gone. Elders Insurance second quarter.
Geez, again, I reckon Kempy Engineering would be pretty happy with that. They read the play, boys. Some part of the great play of the day, and all the real good plays, everything seems to be coming from East at the moment. They had plenty of chances down here in Inverleigh. They couldn't quite nail it. Dalton, well, it was a terrible kick from Dalton, and really it's a 12-point turnaround. He kicks that goal, it's back in the middle, and they're back on target. But at 41-26, things are slipping away if they don't do something pretty quick.
Up we go now in the middle. Wilson and Sobey in the ruck. We're going to have first hands pretty evenly shared, but Eastleigh able to get the clearance there. Kicked forward into the hands and kicked forward again from Payne. Forward, but unable to get a clean touch. I can't see around that corner. And taken over the line. Out of bounds.
Oh, the crowd's not happy. There's no deliberate paid either, I think. They are not happy.
What do you think, Grub?
Nah, let it go.
Let it go? All right, in we come now. Sobey and Wilson pushing towards this ball, and Sobey gets the tap out the back now into the hands of Crombie, who gets a quick kick forward towards the forward line, and no mark taken, but a bit of a scrummage and another tied up loose ball. Inverleigh able to get the quick hands out now for kicking to that far side through the hands of Sam Cations. Good mark taken out on the far side there by Wilson, I believe, and kicked out Warren. Sorry, further out now.
The Rabbit.
I don't have 64 on my sheet.
No, Haberfield.
Haberfield?
Yeah.
So kicked out towards Haberfield out that far side, unable to contain it, and across the boundary line on the far side between the two coaches' boxes. So coming back in again now. Looks like Wilson and Sobey back in the middle, as has been for majority of the day. Wilson ran past it. Sobey got the tap down the back to no avail. Quickly wrapped up by the Inverleigh player, who has been paid a free kick for high.
Legs.
And into the forward line he goes towards Meehan. Meehan tries to use the body and push his opponent under, but just unable to. Gets the quick tap down to Bacon. Gets the kick forward to Grozdanovsky, but
he's going to get a free. Chop the arms over the shoulder, whatever you like, and it was there.
I think there was all of them were there at once, weren't they?
Yep, you bet. Mark Nolan's not going to miss something like that when he's that close to the contest. No way.
So Gros with the lead out from the forward square. Gets the free kick, probably 30 metres out now. 20-degree angle. Needs to aim at this left on at the right post, I'd say.
Gee, how important is this for him to get back into the game?
No other updates around the ground as yet, so we can stick with this one. What's the likelihood here, Grub?
Oh, he should kick it straight through the middle.
Mm-hmm. And kick it straight through the middle. He's
points,
unable to do. Yep, he's unable to do. Kept it too far right. Gone through for a single point over this. Gone through. Gone through for a point on the Elders Insurance second quarter scoreboard. So 41 to 27 now.
So ball visiting from the back pocket. Back kicks in and goes to the back pocket. Mark has been taken out there. Now they can come back this way if they wanted to. Might be Minari again out there on the far side. Decides to kick long out towards the half-back line. But Wilson, I thought he's going to take a mark on his chest there, but dropped the ball. Ball's been picked up. Sobey handballs out the back to Lowe. Lowe looks up, kicks, smothered it. He puts it to ball. Picked up by Grundle. Looks across the ground, missed the target. Ball over the top of the head. Picked up Visiting. Little chip out sideways. Went towards teammate. Overran the ball there. Going back and collected it. Cations. Trying to get away, but there was some pressure applied.
And they flattened him after the ball had gone. He's going to get a free kick, Sam Cations. And I can tell you, it was definitely there.
So Cations now kicks the ball out wide, goes to Haberfield. So in space, he's now been marked up there by Zimmer.
Some of these blokes have got little kids, Smithy.
They go back inside, goes outside, and it's Grozdanovsky now with the ball. So Groz is going to go back. Finds a teammate further back down the field. This is Lewis. So they've moved the ball back 60 metres now, but they still have possession. So this will be the important kick. Going down the middle of the ground, goes towards Condi, comes up, takes the mark. They've got the ball outside the defensive 50 now, so a little bit of time to move the ball forward. Chipped up, goes towards Bacon. Bacon, again now, defensive side of centre wing. So it's not quick play, but they've maintained possession. Snezkov comes up, can't take the mark. Muir read that nicely, got the handball. Outside, inside now, the kick goes inside to Wilson, decides to play and go long into their forward line. Meehan comes out, ball at ground level, Sobey's back helping out, got the handball away, Low in support there. Outside to O'Brien Henderson, he goes towards the boundary line, out the ball will come, it's going to be in the hands of Stoney. He needs to get rid of it, was trapped with it and has been held up, so he's going to be a ball up which will take place.
Something I would have loved to see. I've just had a report. Dalhouse was paid a 50-metre penalty, kicked it to the forward line, grabbed it back, snapped it, kicked the goal.
There you go.
Love to see that play out.
So the ball now back, been thrown in. Grundle picks the ball up out of the contest, goes into their half-forward line. Ball gets out the back. Fanning emerges with it, got the handball outside. O'Brien Henderson now has some time, looks up, little kick towards centre wing. Lowndes comes up, and he takes a mark on the half-back line for East Geelong. Chips towards the boundary line. Lowe continued to run. Decides to stop now as Condi marks him up. So Sammy Lowe looks back into the middle as a player there at Ollis. Dangerous kick. Kick was okay, though. Found its target. So they maintain a little bit of possession football here. That kick wasn't great, and Grozanowski comes across and takes the mark. So Dan Gros now an opportunity to kick the ball a little bit longer. Goes looking towards Marr. Nicely way to kick. That's out in front, and he doesn't let him down. Takes the mark. Swings now. Goes into their half-forward line. Reads the option. Ball gets over the back. Meehan missed it. Picked up by Lee. Lee goes to O'Brien Henderson. Got the 1-2 back. Was trying to fend off. Did that nicely and got around the player coming at him. Kicks along the boundary line. Steele. Marking option. Oh, he took the mark. It was glad to play and go. Handball comes back inside. Lowndes needs to have control of it, and he does it now. Kicks into the man on the mark. That was Cations. Did that nicely. Handball over the top from Grundle. Goes outside. Gros back to Dalton Grundle. Handball along the boundary line to Cations. He stops and props. Kicks back inside. Must be a bit of breeze, grub, because the ball's not coming good off their boots that other end. That is out of bounds on the full. Good call, umpire. And the free kick will go to Inverleigh. Mate, you're 3 foot over the boundary line. So ball now back with Dalton Grundle.
Werribee Central's 5 goals, 434. Anaki 3 goals, 422.
So the ball goes quickly into the hands of Condi. Condi back into the middle of the ground. A 2-on-1 situation over the top of Reeves' head. Coming through. Vissidon picks the ball up. Little short chip going forward. Has Zimmer. Zimmer looks across the ground. So they did this nicely to Mulville. Mulville, usually a good user of the ball, and that's no exception, goes short and find his teammate further down the field in pain. And he goes longer. That's also, I thought, was a great kick, but Dalton Grundle slides back, takes the mark, chips the ball forward to his teammate there in Cations. Comes up at the ball, and he takes the mark. Now, he's going across the face of goal there. Went towards Filet, didn't take the mark, so they're under pressure now. Ollis in some time and space, runs, looks at goal and finishes. He's got his first of the afternoon and the 7th now for East Geelong. They're 7-5. Inverleigh are on 4 goals 4, and we have ticked over 19 minutes. Elders Insurance, second quarter.
Tell you what, there was a few blokes that told me last week that East didn't look that great last week, but I tell you what, they're looking all right today. They've got their skills on, they're playing well, and I can tell you now, if Inverleigh don't do something right this minute, this game's over, and Inverleigh will not play finals. And I must admit, boys, I just bought a couple of raffle tickets in the Toby Stewart, for cancer raffle. And with my form over the last couple of weeks,
Look out.
I'm a real chance to win it. I tell you what, I went off in the box at Belmont. If I win this raffle for Toby Stewart, I'll go berserk.
Any of the prize left, or did the kids take it all?
Boys drank it all.
Back in the middle once again, Wilson ruck contest. Ball comes down towards Collins. He can't get clean possession, but he went back and tried to work hard after it. He was held without the ball. Going to be a free kick going to Bo Collins in the middle of the ground. So he wants to go, and he wants to go quickly and does so. Goes into their half-forward line, back towards Bacon. Mark not taken, but he recovers nicely. Kicks the ball. Again, his kick wasn't great off the boot. It's going to go towards the goals, but won't bounce the right way for them. Through for a minor score. Jared Bacon, 1 goal, 1 for this afternoon. 4-5 now in the lead. 7-5 to East Geelong.
McLean with the kick out now in short, and then again on that far side. So East moving it out slowly. We're going to be at the 50-metre line now, weighing up his options. Looks like another short chip kick. Yep, just through there to Austin Marvel. He's going to get the quick hand and then go on and smash it straight up down the line to a 2-on-1 for East, but handball out. Crombie unable to wrap that one up. Now, Dan Marr with the ball has pushed it back forwards towards Grundle, who's able to get pushed through the pack, get the tap forward, and then lay a tackle on the East Geelong player.
Should have been high.
Should have been high. East able to turn it back now through Marville and McLean, who gets on the legs, and then
What was that?
almost went for a snappy torp thing, a bit of everything going on out there, Grub, and then Cations on the run now out this side for Inverleigh, able to clean that one up. Get the handball through, and then a kick back towards the centre of the ground. Going to come back out onto this wing now. Players almost not sure if they were ready for it there, but Cooper Sharrock's got the ball, unable to get a good handball up. Beardsall wraps it up into the hands of Love, into the hands now of Jared Miles, who's able to get a kick into the forward line to no avail. East able to wrap it up and into the middle of the ground. It's going to be possibly turned back. No, a nice little tap out there from Payne into the hands of Crombie, who's able to get another kick back to Pat O'Brien-Henderson, able to centre that up and then come back into the middle. Out to Beardsall now, who's going to be able to weigh up his options, take a bit of time and get that penetrating kick into the forward towards Ezard. No free kick paid. Ezard able to pick that one off the ground, get the handball out, and what's he paying here? So what I believe would have been a high tackle against 2 Austin Marville is paid holding the ball. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Mark Nolan paid it as the non-controlling umpire from a fair way back.
Yes. Okay. So Inverleigh with the kick out of the back line now. No mark taken. Miles able to get the crumb and clear it up there. Kicked forward to Jaden Reed. It's got a handball back to Miles. Handball back to Love. And then a kick out to this far side to Jared Bacon, who's able to get eyes on the 2 players that are still in the forward line. Puts it right between the 2 of them. Dalton Grundle.
Oh, that's a great mark.
Grundle not able to do anything there. It was sort of just put just over his head, and the East player able to pull back with it. Get the kick out now, far side to Sammy Lowe. Forward to Pat O'Brien-Henderson, and forward straight up the line now to a battle between Love and Crombie. Crombie able to do the work on his feet, get a quick handball out to, I believe, Monaghan with another kick in forward to Osselbrook. Osselbrook now at 60 metres out, gets the kick forward in the Zach Smith direction, who's gone the one-hander again. And
he was off.
He was.
No.
He thought about it.
Yeah, he did.
He definitely
took
thought
a
about
step
it.
and a half and said no.
He's very lucky to be able to go back behind his mark there, because the one-hander and the runoff, but he's going to come back. He's going to line up from about 25 out.
We'll call it momentum.
Probably 40-degree angle, so quite a bit of angle there, but distance no problem, just the accuracy to come.
He's good at guarding that space, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's his go. Or getting back behind the play. That's his go.
So in he comes now. Drop punt. Beautiful kick. Straight through over the goal umpire's head. So it's going to take East Geelong to 53, plays Inverleigh 29. And we are 24 minutes into the Elders Insurance second quarter.
I go back to the mark. Was that young Vincenten who took that mark?
Yep.
That was a great mark in front of a really good player in Dalton and a few other forming the pack, and he just got in front and took the mark. And I know it's got to go all the way down. I know it's got to be a good kick to Smith. I know he's got to have a good kick for goal. But I'm going to put that one down to Vincenten and that mark down there. It was just fantastic. And I reckon he's only a young bloke. So it's great to see that East don't always rely on their great players. Some of these kids coming in can play football.
So back in the middle once again. Ball is up in the air. Wilson up quickly, but Osselbrook will take possession, or he didn't take possession of it because Marr kicks the ball out of the middle of the ground, but going back, the mark has been taken by Vincenten once again. So he's going to transfer play back to our side of the ground. Mulville in some space, handballs back inside. Running player McLean, chips up over the top, goes towards Ezard. Had to take the mark and did so, the big fella.
Nearly 50.
Yeah, could have been close to it, but the ball is going to be handed back to him now. So Ezard is inside the centre square.
He's going to go and ask visitors to eat chicken parmigiana. He might be going to the Hothamote.
So he kicks the ball across the ground. That was dangerous because Stoney read that nicely. Ball comes out the back. Vincenten once again got the ball outside, went towards Minari. He's got some time and some space on the left boot. Drives the ball back to where it's dangerous. Ball not taking the mark there. Occasions didn't take full control of it, but kicked the ball long. Will it go out of bounds? I think that's a result that he would appreciate. Umpire surely he's not going to call it.
No,
Thank you.
Done, Mark.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Yeah, I tell you what. Remember that other kick from down here, that big mongrel pump that we saw? You know why he did it, don't you? Because there was no one there. So he just kicked it as high and as horrible as he can to make it hard for the Inverleigh defenders to get to it. And that's why he kicked it like that. A little bit like some of those rugby players do sometimes.
Half-time at Bannockburn. Bannockburn 6-3-39. Thompson 3-11-29.
Well, they're coming back, the Tommy Tigers.
So the ball now in the hands of the big fella, Sobey. Boots the ball into their half-forward line. The mark was not taken. Picked up. Zimmer handballs outside. Went to Ezard. Ezard saw low. Got the handball out to him. Little snap. Was smothered off the boot. Ball now. With a file up over the top. Again, back towards the goal square. Players around the contest. Picked up. Beardsall round the ball. Couldn't. Beardsall has got his second. And the ninth now for East Geelong. 9-5 East Geelong, 4-5 to the Inverleigh side. 26 minutes gone. Elders Insurance, second quarter.
I hate to say it to all these Inverleigh people who are sitting at home watching on the live stream or listening to on the radio, but I don't think they'll be playing finals. They've been completely outplayed here by a side that's playing close to their best football, and let's hope they can produce it over the next few weeks, because when they produce this football, it's great to watch. East Geelong, absolutely terrific at the moment. The onus now is on Inverleigh to try and fight back, but I got to admit, I can't see it happening. I really can't.
I agree with you.
Keep Beardsley in the forward line. He's not missing goals. Werribee Central 6-5-41, Anaki 4-4-28. Wilson and Sobey in the middle now. Get a second tap as the bounce. Sobey's got the handball out. Come to Mulville coming out now further to Beard. So it's going to be a race against Stoney, I believe, as well as the boundary line. Stoney with a handball through to Love, with a second handball now through to Bowie Collins. Unable to get it cleanly, but able to cause us disturbance. Crombie to Monaghan, through to Osselbrook now, through back to Minari, back now again to McLean, who's had quite a bit of it this quarter. Gets the kick forward, mark not taken by Viney, pushed out towards the boundary again to Lowndes, and a big kick forward towards Zach Smith, who's able now to get a quick handball out. Running into the open goal is Lachlan Zimmer, and straight through the guts again. East Geelong putting a clinic on just now. So we are going to be 28 minutes now into the Elders Insurance second quarter. Scoreline's going to read East Geelong 65, Inverleigh 29.
On the
Elders Insurance second quarter.
Did you do it too to me?
I did.
Do it the right way around, you bloke, so I'm ready to come in, will you? Unbelievable. Who changed it? You, Smith.
No, I didn't.
Go ahead, Robin.
I did
time
once.
to shine.
I'll tell you a little piece of play here, right? The ball had just been delivered, right? Olsbrook. I'm trying to get it right. Olsbrook had handballed it. Bowie Collins went in and with his hip and shoulder, and Olsbrook never took his eyes off the ball, took the bump and kept running. His eye was on the ball. Never even looked at the bloke coming in, just kept his eye on the footy. And that's what you want to see. Most blokes will have a look. He just took the bump and kept going.
Umpire Nolan throws the ball back in the air. Again, Wilson up early. Grundle emerges with the ball now on the right boot. Delivers the ball into their half-forward line. Coming out, Snezhkov. Kick just fell short of him, but the ball now goes towards Reed. Lee is also there for East Geelong, and I reckon they're glad to have him back on their side.
Well, what I can't understand again is Dalton obviously has gone on the ball. He gets a kick out, and it's another shocking kick.
Well,
is it the ball?
I don't know. Going back into the breeze, no one kicking the ball the right way.
They're not.
So the ball now from that ruck contest. Again, ball is now underneath a number of players. And as I said, I can't see because Will Stoney's hiding my... It's like the pole at Belmont Lions. Long and lean.
What, with a helmet on?
Can't see round.
Yeah. There's a helmet on the pole at Belmont Lions.
So the ball now, ruck contest. Sobey gets the ball down. Wilson picks the ball up. His kick was smothered. Out the back, Monaghan has a teammate out there. That might have been Simons. Hasn't called him much, but I could have missed him during the course of the day as the siren has sounded. And at half-time, it will be East Geelong going in at 10 goals 5, leading Inverleigh 4-5. And that quarter went just on 30 minutes. Goal kicks at this stage of the day. Beardsley, Zach Smith, Zimmer, all with 2. One each to Ezard, Ollis, Lemper and Lowndes. And for the Inverleigh side, as they were at quarter time, Reed, McIntosh, Bacon and Haberfield. Take a short break, come back, and we will have, again, scores from around the ground. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Yes, welcome back. And just quickly around the grounds, North Geelong at 86, Winchelsea 5. Belmont Lions 47, Giants 46. Bannockburn 47, Thompson 34. We know the score here. Belpost Hill 46, Corio 62. And the final game, Werribee 60, lead Anaki 28. So only two sides possibly now can make that, and that would be the Anaki side and possibly Thompson if they play well out there in the second half, but they need to do more. Back here, Mulville now has a ball, and he's running the ball in towards centre half forward. Crombie in space by himself, and he has taken a mark. Doesn't waste any time, goes quickly in towards the pocket. Mark not taken out there. Osbook, ball comes to ground, picked up nicely by Grozdanovsky, handballs back in towards centre half back, put his teammate in glove under pressure, goes outside towards Bowie Collins it was, but he couldn't pick it up either. Osbook did it nicely, picked the ball up, goes to Zimmer. Zimmer back towards the goal square. Mark will be taken. No, it won't. Puts it down. Lemper went back and collected it, got the handball back outside towards Ezard. Time, space, looks at goal and finishes. Caleb Ezard gets his second goal of the afternoon, and that will be the 11th goal now for East Geelong. They move to 11 goals 5. Inverleigh will be 4 goals 5. We have gone just over 1 minute. P&R Foods third quarter.
Well, that was the exact result that Inverleigh didn't want to have. They really needed to start off the third quarter like they did the first with 3 quick goals. But by crikey, a first goal, as we probably said, against the wind. And I think I'm quite safe to say that they're gone. At 79 to 20, 71 to 29.
Oh, geez, I don't want to go Lily Croak rub. You know what happens there. No,
Well,
I agree.
I very, very rarely do it. And I'm not just going by the scoreboard. Just the way East are playing.
Yeah, general play.
I think they look as good today as I've seen any side look all year.
Let's hope that they can raise something here in Inverleigh and make something of it in the last 45 minutes of the game. But Collins comes from that contest, tries to fend off. He's tackled, brought to ground, and free kick is going to go back, and it will be Crombie. Got the handball outside to McLean. McLean off the middle of the ground, kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Ezard's there, and he has taken a mark. Now he's getting a little bit of confidence up as well at the moment. And they would want him playing at his very best if they're going to go further into this season. Don't know what Bolly Collins is getting involved in that.
About time you did that, big fella. You can't let your little blokes get pushed around.
So Ezard now from about 40 metres out and almost directly in front of goal. He can stretch the margin. Currently at 7 goals, can make it 8 with a nice clean connection of the ball. Caleb Ezard comes in, kicks from just in 50, long, straight, and it is straight through the middle. Caleb Ezard has now 3, and East Geelong move to 12-5. Inverleigh on 4 goals 5, almost 3 minutes gone. P&R Foods third quarter.
He keeps kicking 3s and 4s when we see him all the time, Big Ezard, doesn't he? He doesn't seem to dominate the play. Then all of a sudden he's kicked 2 in a few minutes. And I just think come St Albans with him and Steele up there, I think he's going to be a danger. I really do.
Steele with his pace. But Ezard today has been clean below his knees, and that's something the big fella hasn't been. So
exactly.
And as I said, it's a confidence thing with him. I think the more he gets his hand on the ball, the better off he will play come finals time.
Big news at Bannockburn. Bannockburn 7-5-47. Thompson 5-11-41.
Wow. Here they come, the Tommy Tigers.
Up goes the ball in the centre now. Wilson and Sobey. And Osselbrook able to get a quick kick out towards Cations, though, who turns it back towards forward for Inverleigh. Quick tap down now, and all heads over the ball now between McLean and Condi. No one able to get it out, and we're going to have a throw up now on this side. Inverleigh's side of the ground.
They're still not in that realm of percentage, though, are they yet, Thompson?
They need to win by that margin, yeah. So up we go. Wilson, Sobey with the tap down to Crombie. Handball to Osselbrook. Handball, but to no avail, to Stoney. Kicked forward into the Inverleigh forward line. Condi not quite able to get the clean pick up there, so we're going to have a ball up now about 40.
Just to help a bloke that's not clever with that, even though Anaki are 30-something points down, does that make a difference?
Well, they have to win by 50-something points.
Who? It's Thompson?
Well, if score stays the same... If score stays the same at Werribee, so Anaki are 32 points down, Thompson need to win by 5 points.
5 points,
yep.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So it's very close.
Yeah, so that's what I was asking.
Yeah. So
for the uneducated.
Ball goes up now, and we've got a quick kick out there from the Inverleigh player forward, but cut off now.
Noel's son. Fanning.
Fanning out wide, gets the kick, and onto Beardsall, who's got it right on the 50-metre line. deciding whether he goes in, but across the ground and back is the way to go. So number 5 there of McLean goes all the way back to Fanning again, and then out that far side into the hands of Vicenton, who's been very good back there with some big marks in the packs. Pat O'Brien, Henderson now, and they're just taking their time weighing up the best way to go. It's going to stick on that far side with a big kick out. Miles looks like a chance, but no. Sobey, no, and down it comes out the back into the hands of Lowndes, who gets a quick handball out, but cut off by Inverleigh. Into the middle now, into the hands of Jared Lowe, who's gone forward on that far side to Muir, I believe, over that far side. It's got the mark at about the 50-metre line. Weighs up his options and then decides that all the way into the pocket is the go. Huge attempt at a mark out there by Andrew Steele, but cut off by Monaghan, put down and through for a rush behind.
So the ball brought back in quickly. Kick wasn't great off the boot. Inverleigh another opportunity here. Ball gets out the back. Miles puts the ball back into the forward line, but standing by himself. And Beardsall will take the mark. So Jack Beardsall got himself deep in defence. Little kick round the boundary. That wasn't great either. Going after Monaghan. Ball comes back towards Beardsall. He goes over the boundary line. Throw in will take place. So umpire now with ball in hand, throws it back in. Sobey, the only ruckman that went at it. Ball from there goes to Mulville, kicks outside 50, but standing there is Grundle. So Grundle now can put Inverleigh back into attack. Probably just outside range, but he's going to chip the ball towards the dangerous spot. Monaghan, Crombie it was, couldn't take the mark. Ball goes into the hands there of Viney, who's been moved forward, and he has been tackled. The ball comes out, and the tackle free kick awarded to East Geelong. He goes short over the top. Mark has been taken out there. Again, it's going to be kicked further down the field there by Fanning. Fanning goes looking towards Lemper. Maybe interfered there, but out the back, picked up there and goes across there. Kick was a great kick, and have found big Luke Wilson in some space by himself. And he can steady things down now for Inverleigh. Not that I'm too sure whether they need to go slow, but they need to put some pace on the ball. Love asked to play on now by the umpire. Kicks long into their forward line. Sobey positioning himself nicely behind the ball. Comes up and takes the mark. So Sobey now goes back to the back pocket with the ball into the hands of Fanning. So like last week, they wanted to chip the ball around at that position. They've done it again. They go across the ground to McLean. He's going to use the longer option now. They comes out wide, Steele with the option. He was up and takes the mark. Had best position. Chips the ball back inside this time to Wallace. Running player inside was Beardsall. Had gone past him before he got to the ball this time. Goes back to Mulville this time. Players outside. Went back towards Ollis. He now runs and carries. Little short kick. Went to Ezard. Ezard goes back to Ollis. Ollis outside. Monaghan with the ball. Looking into the forward line, he's got Smith, but Beardsall has made some ground further up the field. Another short option there. So Beardsall, they move the ball nicely now to between centre wing and half forward. This is the longer kick going into their forward line. Mark up. Mark not taking. Ball comes to ground. At ground level. Can't take clean possession of it. Pushed over the boundary line there by Osbrook. And a ball or throw-in will take place about 10 metres around from the behind post.
In the qualifying final in the Ballerine, Torquay 11.975, Queenscliff 2.416.
Oof.
Wow.
Can you get the GFL, mate, for me?
GFL? I sure can.
Just want to see how the Dragoons are going. Ball from that ruck contest, picked up out there. Ball comes out towards Beardsall again. Intercepted there. Love, try to get out of the contest. Never had much of an opportunity to get rid of it. Ball now with Lemper. Lemper tries to take clean possession of it. Finally gets it. Got the handball outside. Mulville's there in support. He sits over the top of the ball. Knocked it clear of the contest. Out towards the boundary line. Ollis is there. Love comes in. He's got the ball. Ball goes over the boundary line. And surely umpire hasn't called it yet. But now, no, it's still going on. O'Brien Henderson emerges with it. He is tackled. And the field umpire will come in and take possession of it.
Bell Park 65, Grovedale 15, Leopold 173, North Shore 34.
And South Barwon?
Geelong West 21, St Mary's 54, South Barwon 46, Colac 43.
Ooh. So ball now from that contest goes back in towards the half spot. Mark will be taken out there. That's nicely done by Marr once again. Gets the ball, handballs outside to Filet from the back pocket. Transfers play, goes to the far side of the ground looking for Stoney, gets over the top of his head, races on with Lowe. Stoney didn't or wasn't able to keep it in the field of play, or was he? No, he wasn't. Ball goes over the boundary line, a throw in. Again, far side on centre wing. Umpire about to restart it with the ball in hand. Sobey again front position, comes down towards Love. He's going to tackle Payne, brings him to ground. Umpire will come in and make a ball up from that contest. So again, Wilson, ball down, tapped around out there, picked up Crombie, a little kick out of the contest, goes towards Lowndes, a little bit of space, looks up, goes long, a 2-on-1, Smith in front. Maybe could have been a free kick there because Grozdanovsky had a piece of him. Ball now back in the hands of Grozdanovsky, kicks the ball out wide. Unfortunately, that is a little bit too wide, and ball has gone out of bounds on the full. Free kick goes to Steele in the forward pocket. An opportunity from that position to shoot at goal.
Corio still 5 goals up on Bell Post and only a goal the difference out at Bannockburn. 4 goals at Werribee.
It's going to go down to the wire, that game, isn't it?
I think
final
so.
bit. Steele runs the link or loop and goes out, goes wide and can't bring it back far enough through for a minus score. So now 12-6 to East Geelong, 4-6 to Inverleigh, 11 minutes gone. P&R Foods third quarter.
Ma with the ball in hand now, coming out after that point. Unsure where to go, is looking that far side again. So short chip out and then another chip kick out to the hands of Grundle on that far side. So slowly coming out of that back line, kicks into Miles. Poor kick though, over the back of Miles into the hands of Wilson, who's able to turn and snap it forward. Put it right in between 1 East and 3 Inverleigh players, but the East Geelong player of, I believe, O'Brien Henderson was able to grab the ball there and then got wrapped up very quickly. So we're going to have a throw up right in the centre of the ground here. The standard ruckman, Sobey and Wilson up again. Sobey with a quick touch towards Crombie, but past his hands. And the Inverleigh player was wrapped up there. Up we go again. So another grab out of the ruck there for Wilson, but dispatched of it before he could get the hands. So Sobey to the hands of Osselbrook, out with a handball to the hands of Monaghan, who gets a big clear and kick out far side over to the hands of Caleb Lowndes. Bit of contact on that far side, so the ball's been wrapped up, but now we've got it moving again. Zimmer with the kick forward to a big pack over there in Lemper, who is unable to grab the mark. Just been knocked out there by Grundle, so some good defence from Inverleigh over that side, able to disturb that mark and entry on into the forward 50. Lemper tapped over the line, so we're going to have a throw in now in from right on the 50 line. Sobey's gone, the big kick out of the air and completely missed it. It's gone forward by the hands of Osselbrook through Monaghan, now through Beardsall running into the forward line. It's gone the kick. It's been turned back and Inverleigh unable to get clear movement of the ball. Miles wrapped up. Sobey with the ball wrapped up as well. Cations wrapped up. Another handball forward to the hands of Ezard, but wrapped up again. Miles trying to pick it up. Beardsall's picked it up. He's gone for it again. Has he done unbelievable? No, he's not quite this time. Pushed it slightly left this time, so we've got a point there for Beardsall after 2 absolute peeler goals earlier in the game. So out we come now through the hands of Filet. He wants to get it moving quickly. He's come far onto this deep wing. So we're going to have it.
Oh, that's a free kick. Oh, that's just silly.
He wanted the Routley's pie there.
Well, there's no Routley's pie there because you missed it by about 7 metres. Gave away a free kick.
Did Jared Bacon. But in we go through the hands of Fanning now. Back into the forward line. Over the back of Ezard. And Mark paid to the Inverleigh defender of Dan Marr. So kicking forward now just into the centre. Into the hands of Muir, who's going to take a few steps back, weigh up his options, straight up the middle, short kick into the hands of Dalton Grundle. Again, not sure where they're going to move it, just taking their time, picking their positions. Grundle now far side towards Wilson, who's able to take a strong mark out that side. Or was that Dan Groz? Sorry, Dan Groz with the mark, kicked forward into the hands of Muir, unable to collect that one. Turned over into the East hands, and a big kick out this side to an absolute paddock for Andrew Steele. Got all the time in the world. He's able to take a nice chip mark into the hands of Caleb Ezard, 45 metres out in front of Jack Filet. So
Steele's going to run to his position. No, he's well picked up.
Had a paddock of space out here, so he did well to take his time, get that nice chip into Ezard. So Ezard now lining up 40 metres out, 20-degree angle. To really blow this one out. So in he comes now. Big right boot and looks pretty not quite. It's just drifted left. So just through the point there for Ezard. So we're going to have another kick out here from Grozdanovsky out of the square.
Short kick goes up, and the mark has been taken out there. Marr goes outside to Grundle. Grundle further down the field, and coming up, the mark has been taken there by Warren. So Warren can go round towards the boundary line towards Haberfield in some space, can turn and go and does so. Kicks into the half-forward line. Mark not taken out there by Bacon. Spoiled from behind. Ball comes to ground. And a free kick is going to go, and this time to Simons, who's got the ball on the defensive side of centre wing.
Tell you what, the umpire's been really good here today.
Dangerous kick. Snezkov comes up at the ball, doesn't take the mark, tried to keep the ball alive, went towards Collins. He tried to spin it out of the contest and goes outside the Muir to Bacon. Bacon now runs, carries and kicks the ball into their half-forward line. One-on-one contest out there. Meehan's there. Lee is there. Lee will see the ball over the boundary line, and we will have a throw-in.
Andrew Bosley's just kicked his third goal of the season, brings his total to 70 for the year.
He's kicked his third goal for the season.
Sorry, third goal for the game. Takes it to a total of 70 for the season. Margins is back to 30 at Werribee.
Ball now from that ruck contest. Runs back towards the goal square. East Geelong with some numbers around it. Picked up by Lowe. Can't get out of the contest. Tries to handball. Umpire said he was making a realistic attempt, I would think, but a bit too far away for me to see from here. Umpire's going to ball it up. 20 metres out from goal. Sobey, the only ruckman that went at that contest. Ball from there comes out. Picked up out there. Ollis, little handball out the back door. It went back and now it goes over the top to Fanning. Fanning's got a teammate O'Brien Henderson in support. Ends up in the hands of Mulville. Mulville, his handball intercepted there by Grundle. So now an opportunity for Inverleigh. He goes long back into their forward line. Ball over the boundary line, out of bounds on the full. And a free kick going to East Geelong, about 5 metres around from the behind post. Looks like Tim Lee, that's the recipient down there. Transfers play across the goal square. Might be Steele, I think. Sun's shining on those car windows. Chip the ball further afield. Fanning now still inside defensive 50. They're going to go back to the top of the goal square now. O'Brien Henderson. He goes across the ground further. And Monaghan, I think it is out there this time. So they're just playing, being patient now. This time the longer kick out of defence. Stoney up from behind. Ball comes to the front of the contest. Again coming through. That was a nice clean pick up. Can't see who the player was out there for Inverleigh. But they have been able to maintain or hold the ball in. Good tackle out there by McLean. And again, I can't see too much what's happening out there, but the ball continues to be pushed forward. Osbrook, I think it is, has got the ball, but it's going to be Inverleigh again with some numbers around the contest. Umpire says, let's have a ball up, and that's what we'll be doing. So centre, just attacking side of centre wing for Inverleigh. Thrown up. This time, Wilson, actually was Sobey that got the ball down, went to Muir, got the handball outside, only as far as Mulville. He was tackled immediately there by Bowie Collins. And umpire again will call for another ball up. So, play not being cleared from this area at present. Ruckman go at it once again. Again, emerging. Picked up by Viney, got the handball further afield to Wilson, went to look back inside towards Grundle, fended off one, fended off two, got caught, got the handball out, did nicely, into the hands now of Wilson. Wilson kicks into their forward line, coming up at the ball was Reed. Can't take it at ground level. He's got support now finally from Collins. He was tackled. Ball in the hands of Lee, now in the hands of Lowe. Handball's back outside. Mulville has some options out the back door now, and it's going to be picked up and cleared away. Out there by Fanning, goes back towards Lamper, one-on-one contest, but Marr has taken a nice mark. So Dan Marr chips the ball along the boundary line. Haberfield's there. Again, he can't take the mark. Mulville arrives. He has tackled ball over the boundary line. Throw in again will take place. 19 minutes gone. P&R Foods third quarter. It is East Geelong 12-8, leading Inverleigh 4-6.
In we come now. Balls comes back in. Steele and Wilson in the rucks. Wilson with a good tap backwards to Josh Viney. Holding the ball has been paid against Viney. So Jeremy Ollis now with a good tackle there So he's weighing up his option whether he's going to keep it short and chip or, yes, down the line is the go. So down the line to Sobey. But over the back again, another great mark by Dan Marr. 2 in a row, he's really holding this wing down. Looks into the middle, sees Stoney, but doesn't like that. Goes the short chip forward to Jared Love here, who is just going to take another short option into the hands of Wilson. Wants the handball and will get it. Off goes Love, now kicking forward into the forward 50. Just over the back, though, and the Inverleigh player not quite able to take the mark. So handball from Mulville through to the running.
He is quick.
He's very quick out to that far side. Gets the boot out now. But again, not able to find the target there. Now into the hands of Jude Payne, who gets the second grab forward into the hands of Ryan Lemper. So he's just going to slow it down on that wing and then push it forward forward towards Zach Smith. Able to dispatch his man, and he's just running into the forward line, and he's able to push it out the far side.
As soon as he kicked that, he knew he missed that.
Yeah, very far out to the left. So going to be out of bounds on the full off the foot of Zach Smith. So
see, old school, I pay that a free kick against Zach Smith when he uses his arms.
Yep.
He used to have to use the body, but that's the way they play it now. Fair enough.
So
makes it a hell of a lot easier, doesn't it? If you let him use your
that's what I'm
arms.
saying.
Braden Warren wanting to move the ball. Umpire saying, get behind your mark, son. So as he's done, Warren now with the kick out, looking for Wilson, who's able to get up. Just a little hand under there from Sam Lowe. So it's gone over the back and out of bounds now. So we'll have a throw in almost right in front of our broadcast truck here. Currently 22 minutes into the third quarter. And some news from Bannockburn. Scores are tied. 9-5, 59. Thompson 7-17, 59. In comes the ball here. Wilson, Sobey. Sobey taps behind to the hands of Patrick O'Brien. Henderson kicks forward through Muir, sorry. So forward kick now into the forward line and running into an open goal.
Was that Bacon?
Yep.
Jared Bacon running into a big forward goal from 50 metres out with a bit of space. Able to put that one through the middle and get at least a score on the board now for Inverleigh in this third quarter.
It's just taken them too long, hasn't it? It's just taken them far too long. They're too far out of the game. They're 44 points down at this stage of the game. They needed to do that a little bit earlier. But, well, you know the Inverleigh blokes pretty well, Smithy, and they'll keep fighting. But
they'll keep fighting, but, yeah, I think they're...
They actually haven't played well. They played like when you coached them, I reckon.
Thompson have hit the front, 1 point.
Whoa, look out. But that's not good enough. If Werribee continue to win, they've got to keep going. 28 points or something, isn't it?
Back out at 30, I just checked before. So the ball now is back in the middle of the ground. Wilson doing the ruck work, takes it out of the contest, handballs to Collins. Collins makes ground, but putting boot the ball into the half-forward line. Sharrock couldn't take a clean possession, but I think he's going to win a free kick here. Was held without the ball, so Sharrock is inside the centre square still, but now chips the ball wider. Player from behind was Lewis. Well, he's now looking to go into their forward half. Sobey again positioned himself nicely. Mark not taken down there at ground level. Ball is going to be picked up and kicked over the boundary line. Was it kicked or pushed? Umpire said it was okay. Let's have a ball in 25 around from the goals. So umpire with their ball in hand. Again, thrown back in. Sobey, ruck contest, out to Ollis. Now, there's a free kick being given.
I reckon he held on to him.
Yeah, probably, I thought that was not bad timing. He actually just got the ball when Reed grabbed him.
Yeah, well, I sort of thought myself, but he's a lot closer.
Yep, McLean now with the ball. He goes back towards centre wing. Spoil from behind. Warren brings the ball to ground, picked up out there. Lewis got the handball through the contest. It ends up there with Mulville. Mulville's got some space outside. Osbrook runs onto it. Was going to give the handball, realised that wasn't on, so he turned and chipped the ball nicely to Lowndes. So they've got runners down this side of the ground. Goes to Crombie. He got the handball outside, went to his teammate there in Payne, kicked the ball along the ground. They've been able to keep momentum going, but this time there's a push in the back, says the umpire. Player was pushed into the ground. Free kick going to Zimmer, I think it is there.
Quite accidental, but that doesn't matter.
Yep. So he had Ezard short, decided to kick longer into their forward line, and the mark has been taken out there. Umpire must have called play on.
Could have been
Lampert's
touched.
kick smothered, had one go at it. Now a second, goes back across the face of goal, and across the face of goal over the boundary line, and a throw in to take place 10 around from the behind post.
That must have been touched by the fella in front of him, but
Yep.
gee, I still nearly would have paid it. It's in
Pretty
that
clean
contest.
grab, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's in that contest. I usually pay them, but again, we're 70 metres away. He's 12, so.
Ezard doing the ruck work. 2 number 12's going at it here. Ezard takes the ruck contest. Handballs off to Osbrook. Gets through the contest, and I think he has finished. No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. Well, he's
One
finished,
behind.
but he's missed.
But offline. So now 12-9. East Geelong 5-6 Inverleigh. 25 and a half gone. P&R Foods third quarter.
He's played as good as the game I've seen him play, Ned Osbrook, today. He may well go and see his rival coach here today.
Yes.
We'll have a flathead tails at the Hoffham Hotel.
3/4 time at Bannockburn, 9-5-59. Thompson 7-19-61. 2 points up.
Bannockburn.
Thompson 2 points up. At Central's Werribee 12-6-78. Anaki 7-9-61. So that's 17. It's a 19-point margin there. 21 to go. So Filet now coming out of the back line, goes straight up the middle towards Warren, who's quickly to turn around. They want to move this fast, looking for Wilson in the middle. Able to get it just over the back. Wilson straight on the boot now. Forward into the path of Jared Bacon, who's able to clean it up, get the far side to Snezkov. Misses the handball, though. East able to clear it up, but unfortunately, Jaden Reid got a quick boot to it, has kicked it into the East Geelong player, and he's trying to get it paid for out of bounds on the full.
Well, the boundary was for too far back. Central umpire had more idea than any of them, I think.
Well, if they don't know, they can't pay it.
No, that's exactly right.
You're right about that glare off the windows, though.
Yeah. What, is that 3/4 time down at Werribee?
Yes.
Yep. Anaki can still win
Sorry, not at Werribee. It is at Bannockburn, but Werribee it's still 26 minutes in.
that. Okay.
So he's paid out on the full then. So I believe it'll be Jaden Reid to take the snap from that pocket. Looks like he's pushed it straight across on the full. Has it gone out on the full?
Yeah.
Yep. So
Gee, it couldn't have been much worse, could it, really?
it's exactly the same spot on the other side. So out come East Geelong now. They've come back through the hand. Sam Lowe with the kick out there. Straight, quick chips around into the hands of McLean now, who's got Crombie out on this far side, but wants to bring it. No, that's where he'll come. So he's brought it out to Crombie. He's got some stiff competition from Reid there, but a good mark taken. So Crombie to weigh up his options. Not a lot going on down the ground for him. Deepest player is about 40 metres, and that's almost who he's looked for, but it's going to drop short into the hands of towards Ezard. Now with Lemper able to get the clear and get the handball out. Another handball through. Sam Lowe now with the quick run into the hands of Beardsall with a kick. Beardsall now running in, and he's going to put it out the far side and towards Zach Smith.
Geez, that's a good kick. He hasn't been kicking the ball too well, Beardsall, unless it's for goal. But he actually, kicking to a teammate, he's been pretty poor. It's like the old bowler. Never drop catches off their own bowling, but, you know. But that was a great kick from Zach Smith. He didn't have to do much but just stand there and say, this is mine.
So Beardsall pushing in was able to get it over the back of the Inverleigh players, straight in the hands of Zach Smith. As the 3/4 time siren blows, so we'll have a kick after the siren now. In he comes, and on the boot, and the goal umpire takes 2 steps left, but very happy with it. So that one goes through for East Geelong at the end of the 3rd quarter. Dale, I'll let you finish this one off.
Yeah, so at 3/4 time, it's East Geelong 13 goals 9. They lead Inverleigh 5 goals 6. Goal kickers to this stage, Caleb Ezard and Zach Smith, both with 3. Beardsall, Zimmer, both with 2. 1 each to Ollis, Lemper and Lowndes. For the Inverleigh side, 2 to Bacon, 1 to Reid, McIntosh and Haberfield. We're going to take a short break, come back, and as things are tightening up around the other grounds, we'll keep you informed. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Yes, welcome back, and we can tell you from around the grounds we have some exciting games. North Geelong 123. 123 lead. Winchelsea 19. Jack Kennedy Hunt just making.
We don't often get champions coming up to the block, but by crikey!
And how are you, mate? You look at as good enough you could just about play, I reckon. Good on you, mate. It's good to see you.
Have you Werribee Central's rang you yet?
I'll just keep going there while you two have a conversation. Belmont Lions 84. They lead the Giants 58. Bannockburn 58. Thompson 61. So that game is in the balance out there. East Geelong, we know, 87-36 here at Belpost Hill. Belpost Hill 54. Corio 88. So a 34-point margin there. And Werribee Central's at present time have a 23-point lead over Anaki. They are 13-7-85. They lead Anaki 9-8-62. This game probably done and dusted, Grub, but results from around the grounds are still very important as to how finals was going to, or the top five is going to finish in our league this year.
Well, we started off with three sides could make the five. We're down to two because I just can't see Inverleigh kicking about 10 goals in this quarter. So you can just about rule them out. Anaki, they've got a big job to do here. They've got a big job to do to come home. And what were they, 23 points down?
23 points down at this stage,
so
yes.
If they can get that and win, they're in. If they don't, then Thompson have got to win by, at the moment, about, I don't know, three or four goals. So he's off his rocker. But I tell you what, this is
doggy.
This is as close a finals we've ever. Well, actually, 1 year was it last year? North Geelong missed out on percentage.
Yes, yeah,
that about 0.1%. So they're not going to miss out this year. But either Thompson or Inverleigh are. Thompson and Anaki, one of them will miss out, and it could be on percentage. Unbelievable.
Yes, so as I said, games in the balance. As I said, this is probably going to go right down. As I said, we're working on that margin of 37 points, and that's what we'll be looking at. So we might be able to get a scoop here. Grub, you might be able to find out where he's going to next year. You don't reckon? Umpire's going to wait for him to jump over the top of the fence here, so you can tell him.
I think they're waiting for you. Hey? I think he's not going to bother, is he?
No. You can see it's in front of the box now. You're safe, I think. So, umpire with ball in hand. We think the final quarter is just about ready to go. And this is it for one side here this afternoon. We think Inverleigh will be able to pack their bags ready for next year. Ball is in the air. Ruckman will go at it. Wilson tries to take the ball out of the air there. Ball goes back into their hands now, and it's cleared away by Minari. Goes into their half-forward line. Smith's there with Dan Groz. Groz did nicely. The ball of Zimmer snips in. A little chip up over the top. That was good use. The mark has been taken out. Minari pushes down the ground, goes inside. That was a dangerous kick, but it's come off okay because Mulville has taken the mark. So Mulville now has got options. Ezard led at him. Ball over the top, semi-low, couldn't take the mark. Ball out the back into the hands of Warren. He is tackled and ball is being held up. So the umpire will ask for it back. Centre half forward position for Inverleigh.
Lucky that wasn't a bucket of sugar, Sammy.
Sorry, for East Geelong, I should say.
Would have bounced straight off the chest. Would have splattered all over him.
So the ruckman at it again. Ezard, this time Wilson up over the top, goes to Grundle, boot the ball. Able to get the ball outside their 50. Going back was Zimmer, tackled the ball strongly, and so did his Inverleigh opponent. And that was McIntosh, and they did nicely there. So we're going to have a little ball up, which will take place. Umpire Nolan just waiting for a couple of players just to cool themselves down. Having a yak to Bowie Collins there.
Yeah.
Just ask him what he's doing after the end of the game, I think.
I think just throw it up, mate. Just throw it up.
Wants to know if he's coming for an alcohol drink.
No, he's going to give a free kick for dissent.
So now it's going to go to Minari. Minari kicks the ball into their forward line. Again, mark has been taken. That's a good mark across the front of the pack there by Grundle. So Grundle now at the centre half back positions. Options out the back if he wants to. But hopefully he's going to use one now. He'll change his mind late in the quarter. Goes out wide, and mark is not taken out there. Numbers out there with East Geelong. Tackle was laid. It was strong tackle too, and the ball has been held up. Umpire said he must have had prior opportunity, did he? Free kick going to Inverleigh. Looks like a Jared Love out there. So Lovey brings the ball back inside, goes towards Grundle. Asked to play on now by the umpire. He does so. Runs, takes a bounce. Looks at his options, handballs up over the top, put his team under a bit of pressure there. East Geelong are able to turn the ball over, but they've been able to win the ball back. Can't pick the ball up. Maher, I think it is out in the far side, ball over the boundary line. Now there's a free kick again being given. Inverleigh's way.
News from Werribee, a very heartfelt speech at three-quarter time from Jake Mawson. Anaki had 2 players down, Lever with a hamstring and Gerard with a concussion.
Wow. They're 2 very, very, very
And
important players.
Bosley, first goal of the fourth quarter.
Wow.
Who was the 2 players?
Jay Lever and Gerard.
Okay. So ball now quickly into their half-forward line, but going back, Stoney has taken the mark, and he is inside the 50. Not too sure if he's kicking prowess, but he plays on now. He goes long towards the goals. It is going to. Oh, I think it hit the bottom of the post,
Hit the base of it, didn't it?
Hit the base of the post.
Yeah, he did too.
That's what it was, and a minor score there. So Inverleigh now to 5-7, 13-9 East Geelong. We have gone 3 minutes, final quarter. Morris Finance scoreboard.
So East now moving out of the back line. Next man in line is going to be Mulville if he can get under it, but it's got a big task there with Wilson coming across. Wilson able to stop that, but then quickly picked up by Beardsall, takes a bounce, looks forward and moves forward into the hands, but cut off by Muir. Now Lemper able to get the pick up, and a free kick has been paid.
Gee, that's a hard free kick to pay from there.
And 50 metres.
Oh. He's got to play his part.
Yeah. A very hard free kick to pay because he tried to handball the footy. We couldn't see whether he handballed or not.
No.
But neither could he.
Did he pay a throw?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
right.
there's no way he could have judged whether he did that. The controlling umpire could have seen that. I don't like that. He's just guessed there.
So we've got Viney now. It's going to be kicking from, well, men on the mark will be 40, so he'll be kicking from 46, 47, but he's looking confident. So in he comes and onto the right boot, and confident he should be. That's very straight. Has it made the distance? Not quite. Touched on the line there by Sobey, as good as the big man to get back.
Geez, I wish I was closer to that. Just judging by the post, I thought it was behind there, but obviously not.
It was
What's
lucky.
going on here? What's he done now?
Lucky it was Sobey down there.
50-metre penalty from the kick out, is it? Or a free kick upfield?
I'm not too sure what's happening. There's a free kick going to Viney. Weren't East Geelong kicking out?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what? How does that work?
And why is it where it is? Anyway, so he's kicked forward and Filer's been moved forward, but unable to get the mark
I
there.
would have thought it would be from the goal square.
Well, I would have thought so too if there's a free kick.
Well, it was in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't even in the centre. Anyway, Inverleigh pushing forward now to the hands of Muir, unable to get a grab on that one. McLean with the handball out, cross, and then Monaghan with the mark taken, quick to move it on out that far side, and a kick forward in towards Crombie, but very well off target. So Muir now with the ball in that. Is that Muir? Yes, on the far side. So going to bring it back straight into the middle, just over the top of Wilson, but cleaned up now by Condi, who's got the far move and the kick out to this far side. So going to come over towards Miles, who's able to take the mark just over top of Beardsall to then rearrange and look through to the centre. So a fair trove of Inverleigh players through the middle into the hands of Condi now, who's going to use those players over to the far side, see if they can get some spread out that side. So Lewis is out there. He's gone the next kick out further. I believe Filet now with the ball's gone that next kick forward. So approaching the forward line over the back of Viney though. So picked up by East Geelong, handballed and tapped forward. So back into the hands of East Geelong and kicked back. They've taken some ground backwards, but we've got another umpire decision happening here. What's been? Looks like we're going to get a throw in, are we? Yeah, so it must have been ran over the line on that far side. So we'll have a throw in now, 70 out from the East Geelong, the Inverleigh goal. So Wilson and Sobey in the ruck. Wilson with the tap down to the hands, but no one able to get a clearance there. Muir able to get the pick up and the kick forward. Now kicked into the hot spot, 25 metres out. East Geelong able to get the clear, hands on the ball, and have moved it out to this far side. Kick out towards Beardsall, but over the back. So unable to run onto it as well.
Yeah, what? It's getting tight here.
Yeah, I just looked
It's
myself.
getting tight here. Werribee only up by 11 points. Thompson out to 16 points up.
That's 27. 10 to go. So Miles able to run the ball across the line there. So in it comes again with Meehan and Sobey in the ruck. So be able to push man under it, but not able to get hands on it. Ezard pushing out now, as well as it's been taken over the line now. So stand in front of.
Where's me pumpkins?
So out in front of Ezard and Crombie able to get it over the line. So in we come now. There we go. So Wilson and Sobey again. Sobey able to push Wilson under, grab the ball and get the big kick forward into the path of Viney, who's able to run onto it, get the ball picked up, quickly tracked down by 3 East Geelong players. Bit of twist and turning there, able to get around into a little bit of space, get the kick forward, but to no avail, into the hands of Minari. Gets the handball and then the kick out fast to that far side. Back inbound now towards Ezard, who's able to get the mark. 60 metres out. Big handball. He's moving forward. Austin Marville with the big kick from the 50. Oh, he's just pushed it wide, though. So the big run in and the kick, but just wide to take another point now for East Geelong.
This is what I said about desperation versus enjoy the game down at Werribee. When it gets really close, the desperation of Anaki might get him across the line here.
Interesting, as I said, Grub.
And I think Corio still beating Belpost Hill.
Well, they will.
North Geelong absolutely belting Winchelsea.
34 points.
And I reckon the Belmont's finally shrugged off the West.
102 to 58.
Yeah. Took them a while.
All right, so we had a kick out there, out of bounds, kicked back in now. So we've got the ball sitting about 20 metres out from the goals here. So we're going to have another throw.
Well, I'll tell you what, those boys in the forward line there, they are having a ball over the fence there.
So Wilson and Sobey with the ball. Inverleigh able to get the quick clear and kick out now into the hands of Viney, who's played a very good game today. Gets the mark, pushes it out that far side, but cut off on this occasion by Fanning. So Fanning inbound now into the hands of Simons, who gets another kick across to Beardsall. Takes a step back and will weigh up his options. So pushing forward now towards Ezard, who's able to use his body but not able to get the grip on the ball. Smith head over the ball, gets the hands in, hands up towards Sam Lowe, misses the target. Stoney through hands to Inverleigh, back out and then into the hands of Ezard, who's able to get it to McLean, through and up to Crombie, and then on to Simons, who can push it very wide out to that far side into the hands of Monaghan. We've got all the players in the front half here, so Monaghan somehow is able to find Ezard now pretty close to the 50, I'd say. How he was able to have that much space when all the players are up there. But Ezard will go for a shot here about 45 to 50 on a 40-degree angle.
This is a really, really tough kick.
All right. So in he comes now. He's gone the big run up too for this one. So on the boot now. Pretty good. We've got a good angle from here, but that is not a good angle at goal. So out on bounds on the full there from Ezard. So Inverleigh will get the chance here to reset with Grundle taking the kick in.
So Grundle now goes short across the face of goal. We'll find Wilson. Wilson now again up over the top. Short will Lewis into some space. Condi at centre half back if he wants to use him, and that's what he's going to do now. Kick was okay because he has taken the mark. 16 points out at Bannockburn now. Thompson lead. Ball out towards Snezhkov, and he takes the mark, plays on, in towards centre half forward. Filet out there and running free. Can he pick it up? Doesn't kick too many goals on the left boot.
He's not going to kick one now either.
He needs a favourable bounce, but going back is Lee. So he's got some space now himself. Chips the ball to the back pocket. O'Brien Henderson takes the mark. And he's got some options of going down the line, going towards McLean. Grundle comes across, brings the ball to ground. McLean went back and collected it, put it into the hands of Ollis. Now in the hands of Cations, couldn't clear the contact. And handball from O'Brien Henderson was over the boundary line. And we're going to have a throw in.
Werribee had a 36-point lead at three-quarter time, correct?
No, 28, I think.
28. Well, Anaki's 2 points up.
There you go. I told you that would happen, didn't I?
Anaki 2 points up.
So it all doesn't matter now because Anaki at this stage will be in. So the ball now from that contest goes outside And it's going to be picked up out there. Minyari got through the contest out to Wallace. Wallace on the right boot. Delivers the ball back towards centre wing. Marr going back to the flight of the ball. Never took his eyes off the contest there. Took the mark. Swings around. Goes out towards Sherrick. He can't take the mark. Lowe read that nicely out of that contest. Little chip up over the top will find Lowndes in space. Lemper's got out the back now. Just needs to use the ball a little bit longer. Don't know whether he's actually seen him. It goes outside towards Fanning. Fanning handles over the top into the hands of Zimmer. His chip going forward. Ezard, did he take the mark? Umpire said yes, he did. I'm not 100% sure there, but he's talked the umpire into it anyway.
It was a fair way from it. It went down that quick that no one could keep up with that. But
he's been good below his knees today, the big fella.
He has.
So we'll give him credit where it was due.
Yeah, I think that's a string he had to add to his bow to be the complete player. But look, his form's pretty good, and I think he'll be taking some pretty good form into the finals.
So Ezard now probably has got 3 for the afternoon. From about 40 metres out directly in front, or almost there. And he is going to come in and try and kick his 4th goal of the afternoon. Kicks that goal. Umpire moves across once again. And he has now got 3 goals, 2. East Geelong have 13-11 and 5 goals, 8-2 Inverleigh. And we have gone 13 minutes final quarter. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
All right, so out we come now via Grundle out towards Cations in that pocket. So they're trying to move it out this side a bit more this quarter. So back inside over the head of Miles, though. Zach Smith not able to grab it. Miles with the handball outboard into the East Geelong player of Ollis, who's put it straight on the boot, but again, drifted out that far side and through for a point. So who's got it this time? He's coming out. Inverleigh coming out now, looking for Grundle out this far side. So able to take a nice pack mark, pushed it back over there towards Snezkov, who's got it almost in the middle of the ground, puts it forward into the path of Filet, who
Dropped it.
has not. He got 2 hands on it, but it hit the ground as well. So no mark paid there.
I just think East have got to go flat out here for the next whatever minutes it is and play as hard as they can because they're going to have the rest next week.
15 points at the Bellpost Hill. The ball from the ruck contest out the hands goes to Grundle. Grundle goes across the ground. Will have Cations in space. He takes the mark, was interfered with, had to be a free kick and or mark, and he will be rewarded with that.
Gets up a bit gingerly.
Yes.
If he's anything like the Cations, you get up without even one bit of pain in him.
Ball goes back inside the Mar. Mo goes back outside. That kick was okay, and Haberfield has found some space by himself and can look at putting Inverleigh further down the field, but he comes back inside the Condi. Had 2 goes at it, took the mark though. Delivers the ball now. This is the important kick coming out O'Brien Henderson, and he has taken the mark. So he now transfers a play across the ground, goes towards Beardsall. Didn't get it the first time, went back after it. Again, now 1-on-2 contest. He's going to win out here. Goes out the back door to Fanning. Fanning on the right boot. Little short kick will find Monaghan. And he has taken the mark, defensive side of centre wing. Chips the ball back inside to Osbrook. No, it's not. It's to McLean. And McLean takes the mark. So he's now looking to go across the ground towards Sammy Lowe. Has the height advantage out there and doesn't let him down. Lost the boot in the effort. Kicks the ball back into the middle. Ollis is there. And he also takes the mark.
He's come right into the game, this kid too.
He's got the ball outside and again to Beardsall. So Beardsall now from centre wing can run and carry. Smith points to where he wants the ball to go. 1-on-1 contest. He's done that nicely. Got rid of his opponent. Now he's on hands and knees. Tried to feed the ball through his legs. Bends up in the hands of Smith. Round the body and hasn't brought it back enough and through for a minor score. Zach Smith, 3 goals, 2. And East Geelong now 13-12. Inverleigh 5-8. And almost 16 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter.
Thompson up by 23 as well out of Bannockburn.
Not going to matter.
Not going to matter though. Yep.
Not going to matter.
So ball moved out quickly back into the hands of East Geelong. And the kick forward there by Fanning has not found his target. So a nice pack mark out the back for Inverleigh there. Wants to move it quick. Comes out into the path of Cooper Sharrock, who's able to run onto it, but then not able to get the ball picked up and kicks it over the line. So we'll have a throw in now out this side.
See, that was accidentally. Couldn't pick it up, right? When this deliberate first come in, they were paying that. And I reckon the umpires have got a really, really good grasp on it now.
All right, so in comes the throw in, bit short, but so be able to pick it up off the deck. Gets the kick forward into the path of Ezard. but it's going to run over the line again. So we'll have another throw in now, 50 metres out from the East Geelong goals. So the ruckman handing over duties now to Ezard and Dan Grozdanovsky, I believe. So they'll take the ruck work down in that forward line. And in comes the ball now. So Ezard able to grab it out of the ruck, get the quick hands to the East player, and then picked up by Inverleigh. So moved now through the hands of Jaden Reed, but picked up and kicked backwards down to Dalton Grundle, who's able to get the ball, calm down, push it out to that far side to Muir, brings it straight back into the centre, into the hands of Luke Wilson. So Wilson now with the ball in the centre and able to look forward to spot his man in Jack Filet up in that forward line. Unable to get the hands on the ball though, and turn back into the East Geelong hands. So East now moving forward with a wave through the centre off the back of Lachlan Zimmer. Kicked forward, unable to be collected by Minari. So we're going to have a ball up now, just east side of centre.
So Wilson pushes himself down again. Has struck most of the day out there. Sobey gets the ball, bangs it to ground. Wilson went after it though and got it. Kicks the ball long into their forward line. Could have been a hold back there. Umpires allowed things to go. O'Brien Henderson leads in the race for the ball. Needs to pick the ball up. Got support inside. He uses Fanning. Fanning now looks along the boundary line. Goes short to Mulville. So Mulville can got some options inside if he wants to. And Harris Monaghan is one of those. He's now going to go transfer play across the ground. So they've got options everywhere at the present time. Vissident goes longer outside, and now Zimmer on the half-back line. Stop, thought about his options, went back inside to Ollis. Again, they're moving the ball nicely. McLean on the overlap now and transfers play back to our side of the ground. And that's in the hands of Mulville once again. So Mulville now goes back into the middle of the ground. They're playing some good football. Minari has it, and he's got an option wider, but his little chip in short. Had made all this work for it, but he's got support back outside to Minari. Minari again with a little bit of time, looks up. His kick wasn't well directed. They make something of it down forward. Umpire said there's a infringement, and it's going to go to Lempo, is it? Also to Lowndes. I didn't see what that was for. Do you see what he indicated?
No.
All right. The siren has gone at Bannockburn Thompson, waiting final score. 6 goals to Bosley. Anaki lead by 8 points. 18-minute mark of the last quarter.
Anaki will play finals.
Looks like
that way.
Even if they lose, they'll play finals.
Well, once we get the final score from the Thompson game.
So Lowndes loads up. He goes long towards goal, but it's drifted offline and through for a minor score.
Has to be 36 points or something.
13.
Go
on.
No, it won't be 37 because Anaki will have some.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
But it'll be around 37 points.
Yeah.
So it's 13-13 now, East Geelong, and Inverleigh 5 goals, 8, and we have gone 20 minutes, final quarter. Umpires called for a free kick. It paid advantage now. Smith goes long back towards the goals, and he is offline. So Zach Smith 3-3. East Geelong have kicked 5 behinds in this quarter. They're 13-14. Inverleigh decide to play on now from the back pocket, and they go outside. I think that's Lewis with the ball. Kicked in there by Dan Maher.
Final score at Bannockburn, 9-5-58. Thompson, 11-24-90.
Gee, they had their chances, didn't they?
So 32 points there. So if Anaki lose by 6, Thompson are in.
Yep.
So the ball now from that contest. Grundle gets the ball out. Can't clear the contest. Got the handball away. And umpire said, let's have it back. We'll have a ball up. So umpire Nolan now with the ball. Up in the air. Wilson again takes the ball from that ruck contest, goes back towards centre wing. Fanning read that nicely, couldn't finish the mark off. Got some port inside by Sobey. Sobey on the right boot, goes back to their half-forward line. Mark not taken again. Lemper picks the ball up, looks in towards their forward line. Smith front position. That's nicely done by Marr. And he transfers play, plays on out wide, goes towards Muir. Good kick in position, and he takes the mark, doesn't let him down. Options further up the field. A couple of short ones if he wants to. He's not too sure he wants to go there, I don't think. He's going to go a little bit longer now, back towards centre wing. Wilson's made good position to kick over the top of him, though, and Vissident sneaks in and takes the mark. Called a play on there by the umpire. Ball goes outside. Simons back inside. Little chip over the top, finds Crombie. Crombie again looks up, inside to Lemper. Player's running past. Actually, player wasn't running past. He was standing still and tackled, and it's going to be a ball up at centre half-forward position. So Nolan, umpire Nolan now with the ball and throws it up again. Ball comes down from that contest. It's going to be cleared away. Osbrook got the ball out to Minari. Minari, some nice quick hands back to Osbrook. Runs from 25. And he has kicked a goal.
Won the coach.
So Ned Osbrook has got his first goal of the afternoon. The 14th now for East Geelong. 14-14. They lead Inverleigh on 5 goals, 8. 22 minutes gone. And into Morris Finance final quarter.
Probably the best game I've seen Ned play. And he went for a goal early after setting up so many and doing so much of the hard work. I thought, oh, he's missed that one, and I thought that might be his chance. But he's finally got one. He deserves everything he gets. And it's goodbye, Inverleigh, and I think goodbye, Thompson.
It's looking that way.
Waiting on an update from Alex.
Well, they were pretty close with us. So how long we gone?
We've gone 22.
Oh, well, there's still probably 5 or 6 minutes left there. But they're doing all the scoring, Anaki.
So the ball now from that ruck contest. Ball gets through the contest. Collins did that nicely. Went after it again. Was taken off the ball
Should have
there,
got a
but
free
coming
kick.
through. Viney got the handball outside towards Haberfield. Haberfield from centre wing. Kicks into their forward line. Bissenden was out in front. Ball gets through the contest. Ball has got into the hands of Simons now. Got away from the opposition. Kicks back towards centre wing. That's a great kick. And a mark has been taken out there by Crombie. So Crombie on centre wing, far side of the ground. Got options inside the semi-low, but decides to go a little bit longer now in towards the half-forward line. Lemper in front. Didn't take the mark. Inverleigh with some numbers around the contest. Just needs to win it and get it out and get it running. It's Grundle with the ball. He's got boot to ball. Umpire had call for it before it was released. And it's going to be coming back, and a ball up will take place in between the half-forward line and centre wing. Looks like Hazard might be doing the ruck work down there. Over the top, Collins got the handball outside. Went to Grundle. Went to Haberfield, I think it may have been. Got the boot forward into the hands, Monahan. Outside the Crombie. Back to Bissenden. Got through the contest. Looked up. Went long into their forward line. 1-on-1 contest. Oh, that's a great pair of hands. And to do that on Dan Gros is not a bad effort. Might have been Lemper. Ryan Lemper it was. And he can go back and look at his first goal of the afternoon. Sorry, no, he has one already. Didn't see that. Now he's got looking at his second.
Johnny Mitchell not very happy.
Hey?
Johnny Mitchell not very happy. He believes there might be a couple of barrels going out to Werribee tonight from the Anaki Football Club, but that's not that used to happen back in the 70s and 80s too.
So
don't
Lemper
worry.
from about 45 out has kicked the ball, has gone across the face of goal and through for a minor score. So East Geelong now 14-15. They lead Inverleigh on 5 goals, 8. And we have ticked over 25 minutes. Morris Finance, final quarter.
22-minute mark at Werribee. Werribee Central's 13-9-87. Anaki 14-11-95. So Anaki with 8 points there. All right, so Inverleigh out now, kicked onto that far wing into the hands of Bacon. So he's going to pull back and assess his options. Playing very midfield-orientated football. No one deep here. So it's come across to Love, who's now got to weigh up and see where he's going to go. Looks like Cooper Sharrock's going to be the target. Solid bump there by the Inverleigh but the East Geelong player. Wilson able to get the handball. We've got a free kick paid for holding the ball.
Wowee.
To Wilson. Anyway, handball off to Grundle. So Grundle moved forward with the handball to Muir. Misses the target. Taps forward from East Geelong there in O'Brien Henderson. Unable to collect it though. Back into the hands of Inverleigh. The tap forward, Grundle going to get it now out of this pack and get a quick handball to Bowie Collins, who gets a great kick forward.
A big thing fly from his part.
Josh Viney is the big man in question, so a great mark taken there.
And probably the only contender for the day.
I think so. Pretty close to it, Grub.
Go get yourselves a Routley pie. None better.
So Josh Viney now to come in from about 30 metres out. Puts it on the boot and puts it straight over the goal umpire's hat. So, couple there, one there to be happy with. So,
You got the scores, isn't it?
14-15 East Geelong, 6-8 to Inverleigh, and 26 minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Go and see Martin Carter. He will give you a quid. You mightn't know, you will have to pay it back, but I tell you what, they're great rates. They are great rates. I tell you what, we've got a lot of great sponsors, haven't we, eh? A lot of great sponsors. Victory trophies. We've got a new one coming on board too for the finals. A&K Tucker Transport. Is that what it was? Excavations. And thank you very much.
So there you go. Ball now back in the middle of the ground. Mulville from that contest goes outside. Beardsall continued to run from centre wing. Got the handball away, but only as far as Wilson. Intercepted. Went outside towards Bacon. He's got the ball now in hand. Went one way and then put himself under a little bit of pressure. Left foot going into the half-forward line. Sobey got a hand on it. Sharrock's there. Over the top of the ball. Was taken off the ball. Picked up by Monaghan. Goes outside. McLean now to Mulville. Mulville goes further afield. Manari into some space. He wants to go quickly and into the forward line. Mark has been taken out there. And the mark has been taken there by Lemper. Across the ground he goes. Siren sounds. And the mark was taken by Semi-Low, but that won't be awarded anything because he played on anyway. So it's going to be no score. And it will finish up at East Geelong 14-15. They will beat Inverleigh 6-8. The last quarter went just over 27 minutes. Goal kickers for the day, 3 each to Zach Smith and Caleb Ezard, 2 to Beardsall and Zimmer, 1 each to Ollis, Osbrook, Lemper and Lowndes. And for Inverleigh, their 5 goals, 2 to Bacon, 1 to Viney, 1 to Reed. They must have been 6. They did. 6. Billy McIntosh and Logan Haberfield.
2 points, Werribee.
Take a short break. We'll come back and hopefully have final scores from around the grounds, and we'll let you know who's going to be playing finals football this year. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Welcome back, and we are not far away from finding out the top 5 for the 2025 Premiership season. And I can tell you at the moment, North Geelong are currently about 130 points up on Winchelsea. Belmont and Geelong West at half-time were similar or even, and now there's about a 90-point margin out there. Thompson have beaten Bannockburn 88 to 59. East Geelong, as we said, we've run out easy winners here, 100 to 44. Belpost Hill 88 are still behind Corio 95, and we're not too sure where that game is at in time-wise. And I can tell you that at the moment, Anaki lead by, we think, 3 points.
So latest update from Alex is Werribee 13-10-88, Anaki 14-13-97.
Okay, so Anaki have kicked another goal. So we would think that looks like it may be not too far away from finishing because they were on similar time to what we are, which would mean that Anaki will play finals football for the first time in how many years?
29, someone
29
said.
years. So
East Geelong will finish on top.
Yep.
Belmont will finish second.
Yep.
North Geelong will finish third. Belpost Hill might finish fifth here. They're on 44. If Anaki wins, they go to 44 with already better percentage. So Anaki will actually finish fourth and Belpost Hill fifth.
Well, there you go.
Hang on. If they got the better percentage, what are Thompson on? They'll go to 44. 105.
No, they'll go to 40.
Yeah, their Belpost Hill percentage is pretty big, isn't it?
No.
Thompson was 36 and then 40
Oh,
now.
sorry, they've
Yeah.
already got their 18 games in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geez, that was quick. I was going to say. So they can't catch Belpost Hill.
No.
Wow.
I think, as I said, they were safe, and I reckon that's why they've rested a couple of their players during the course of the year. Anyway, Grub, today's game probably after the first quarter has fizzled out somewhat, and East Geelong are deserving to finish on top. And as I speak to people around the fields or around the clubs during the season, they all suggested that East Geelong were the better side of the season. They've finished on top. That suggests they're correct, but now they've got to be able to do it coming in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and it's so close too. It's just so close. Each side in the finals had their ups and downs too along the way. And look, are they the best side? I don't know how it's to tell. Between East Belmont and North Geelong, it's very, very close. Belpost Hill, we don't worry about today. They're not far behind. And now Anaki with the side they got. And it's a big thing to beat Werribee at the moment, the way they're playing.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you might say East Geelong are the best side, but once they get on that ground at St Albans, all 5 teams, I think all 5 teams can win the grand final. I haven't seen that for a long time, but I reckon they can.
Well, as I said, there's no clear cut from me. As I said, you have a side like today. East Geelong played some really good football against Inverleigh today, but last week against Thompson, with probably 12 players they could have played or are not available for Thompson, they looked pretty ordinary. We've seen North Geelong beat them here, and they looked ordinary that day, and that was without a couple of their North Geelong's players being in their side. North Geelong have had a couple of weeks off since then. Belmont Lions have been able to, most of the season, bar I think a 60-point loss to East Geelong here, have been able to, hold themselves in pretty good stead. They've got some players to come back, I think, still, but they would need to get them back because, as I said, come final football, you need your best fit available, and obviously, sometimes you would say with some game time under their belt.
Well, it's funny. When we saw Werribee belt East Geelong, the warning signs went up. Maybe they're not as good as we thought, but they've been pretty good since.
Yes.
And I keep referring back, you keep referring back to last week's game against Thompson, but you did yourself admit that Thompson were playing to stay in the game.
Yep.
And that's a game that doesn't suit East Geelong, obviously, and it made it a lousy game to watch, and it made, obviously, East Geelong not look that great. But today, Inverleigh had to win. They attempted all that. And, gee, they look good today, East Geelong. That's as good as I've seen them, I reckon. They look really good. So if they can carry that form into the finals, they're going to be hard to beat. As I said earlier, Belmont Lions have just gone along their merry way, stayed in second position with about 10 players out, start to get them back. I think they had good finals last year. I think there's a serious challenge. And, of course, North Geelong, if they play the best footy they can play, like you saw at Osborne Park that day, or Keith Barclay Oval, then they can win it too. Belpost Hill, they're steady. They're very steady. They know how to play St Albans. Maybe they can win it, maybe they can't, but you'd never ever write the mighty Panthers off. And as I said, Anaki with that side they got in, and a good win today, I'm not going to be able to pick them. I am not going to be able to pick them. But I tell you what, you're going to have to pick before we go today. As soon as though it's the last game we'll have almost. We might think about Whitley medalists shortly. Who's going to win the Whitley? Who's taking
Sam
medal home?
Lowe, Caleb Basley, Ben Crombie.
Well, there you go.
Ben Crombie can't win because he's missed too many games.
That doesn't matter.
No, I'll tell you that right now. But it's going to be very interesting. You'll have to give me a week to think on that because I can't roll one off the top of my head. I've got this bloody stupid thing on my phone and I'm trying to get some results up.
Yeah, Alex told me there was a minute to go, 7 minutes to go, so I'm pretty confident that Anaki have got
Well, why
home.
doesn't he tell you now? That's what he's there for, Alex. As soon as we really want to know, he's not there.
I reckon he's taken a video of Anaki singing the song.
Yeah, he's not there, Alex. Come on, mate. You got sent down to Werribee to do a job and you're not doing it properly. God, blimey, Teddy.
So,
Anyway.
but Whitley medalist discussion, you'd have to go. Dalhouse would be there, Culliver would be there, Whitney would be there, Swenison. Who else would you add to that list?
Well, I'll add Smithy's boy.
Basically,
The games I've seen this year, I think Callum Basely's been the best player I've seen.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm going to throw a Smoky in.
From Corio?
Yeah. I'm going to throw in Russell Cowan he's a long shot. I'm going to
Yeah.
throw him. If you have to have a Smoky, he's mine.
Yeah. Yeah, the first 3 quarters, every game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 36 years old, he tells me, so he does struggle in last quarters. So I think you're fair enough to be saying
He
that.
definitely gets enough of the ball and he's a good user of the ball,
He
which
is.
is obviously another good
He
thing.
is.
So, yeah, very interesting to see what will unfold in the next couple of weeks. So,
Now the hardest job of the day, because I've got no hope.
Ugh, neither.
I've got no hope.
all I know is the Dragons had a win, which is good. And South Bowen beat Colac quite convincingly. So that means that next week, and I know that's not our league, but the Dragons
And
now,
I know that I don't care.
that South Bowen play St Albans and Bell Park play Leopold. And I think the winners of those 2 games might nearly work out who plays finals football. So,
Wow.
but
Leopold.
anyway, hey,
Leopold?
well, no, Bell Park have got to beat Leopold
Oh,
at
right,
home, and then
gonna say.
South Bowen have got, who do I say? Someone then at home themselves. So, but that's all right. That's going to go down to the wire as well. So that means football in the Geelong area is pretty vibrant at the present
Oh,
time.
it's up and going, isn't it?
Yeah.
I meant to get another score from the Torquay Queenscliff game, but that was pretty much over when I read
Yeah,
the
that was a
score out.
surprise. I know Torquay were probably favoured to win that game, but Queenscliff had definitely made some inroads this season with their performances. But out here this afternoon, as we said, we think the top 5 is now settled. We think Anaki have won that game of football.
Game over.
It is game over.
Come on, Alex, give me the scores. In AFL, Adelaide 113 defeat North Melbourne 100. The Cats are up by 14 points. 5 minutes to go in
What
the
about
first quarter.
Carlton on Thursday night? They won their last 2. Wish the season was a bit longer. We'd make the 8.
Make
Well, at least
the
we
eight.
don't have to make a decision on where we're going next weekend. We've got a couple of games happening next weekend, so that'll be good.
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and
what
Sunday.
about church?
Well, we'll just have to. I've got to work in the morning anyway, so I'll go there on the way between. So
Final score, Werribee 13-10-88, Anaki 14-14-98.
10 points.
10 points to Anaki. Yep, so they are in the 5.
done and dusted, and they did it themselves, which is good that they didn't have to rely on other results around the league.
Well,
so
I thought that would be the case.
yeah, that was probably the most logical scenario.
Although I tell you what, a few weeks ago when they got beat by Western Corio, I thought they're gone.
Yeah.
They are gone. But hey, good luck to Jakey Mawson and the boys out there. They have dead set fought their way back from a little bit of embarrassment losing to those sides, I reckon, and especially when you're trying to get in the 5. We thought they were gone, but they proved us all wrong. And as I said, with the side they got in with those blokes, although I'd like to see their injury list with Lever and Gerard, I'd hate to see them go into the finals without those 2 blokes. That might
Well,
be the
if
case.
Gerard's got a concussion, then he's definitely not going to
Well,
play.
he can't play.
Well, and he's 2 weeks out.
That's 2 weeks to the first 2 finals.
If I've done my job correctly, we should have Alex now with a quick cross. If you can hear us over there, Alex.
I sure can,
Oh, here
boys.
he is.
36 points was the margin in favour of the Centurions. And Anaki said, no thanks, boys. We want to win 5 in a row and we want to play finals for the first time since 1998. So Andrew Bosley with 6 goals, sensational. And it was a real poignant moment right towards the end. Bosley said to the whole club, I just want the players in the centre of the ground for a second. He had a discussion with him. I don't know what was said, but there's every chance we could be looking back on that moment 4 weeks from now.
What sort of a reporter are you if you don't know what he said, mate?
Nah, sometimes it's players only, although I probably did help them get to this spot with all my fantastic coverage. Nonetheless, how did you... Nah, seriously, I want you guys to picture this. The boys, they're singing in the middle. Billy Goodwin's mobbed by so many family members and supporters. He didn't even make it in the team song. And, of course, Heath Manhennett, the president, he was just standing in the corner in tears because, as we keep mentioning, this was a moment 27 years in the making.
27 years.
Look,
I know they had to beat my mob to get into it, but as soon as Werribee couldn't make the 5, I'm really happy that they did after 27 years, and I honestly wish them all the very, very best.
Yes, that was a great effort. As I said, Alex, thank you for your time up there this afternoon. As I said, we've got some reports coming in from Archie as well. Just again, round the rest of the league, North Geelong, 176 defeated Winchelsea 27. That's a massive effort there. And now, having said that, I've pushed the wrong button. I'm really good at this sort
Alex,
of stuff.
are you still in Werribee?
Hang on. Do you want me to get him back on the line?
Yeah.
Give us a sec.
Yep, I'll just keep going. Belmont 146 defeated Geelong.
Hey, mate.
Giants 59. Bannockburn 59. Thompson 88. East Geelong 144 to Inverleigh. Belpost Hill 88 were defeated by Corio 95. And Werribee Centrals, we've just heard 88 were defeated by Anaki 98 to put them into finals football.
Alex, are you still in Werribee?
I'm still here.
Mate, I think I'm going to get caught up here at East Geelong. Could you go and feed me dog?
Yeah, see what I can do. Come here, Scratcher. Here, boy. Nah, seriously, guys. Days like today is what footy's all about. And commend Archie as well, covering at Bannockburn. Obviously, Neil Grint has put in 20 years at the club, and that was his last game as trainer for Bannockburn. So there's just some fantastic stories around all 12 clubs this afternoon.
And in the commentary box, we've had a wonderful day, dare I say it, without Archie. But he's done a wonderful job. We'll all be back next week because the business then starts next Saturday.
Yeah, that's what we all play football for, or have played football for, is to play finals football. Some people get a lot more opportunities than others, but we better give our 3-2-1 before we go off air this afternoon.
Thanks, Alex.
And we'll, who do you want to start it, Tyler? Or
Absolutely not.
No, you don't want to start?
I don't know what I'm going to do here.
Oh, I'm going to start. I'm going to give one vote to O'Brien Henderson off their half-back line this afternoon for East Geelong. Young player coming to their side, and I thought today he provided a fair bit of good run and some assistance for their defensive end. I thought he was really good. I gave 2 to Beardsall, played on a wing today. His kicking maybe let him down a little bit during the course of the day. He wasn't the best of kicks. He ended up with kicking 2 goals from a wing position and set up a lot of balls going into their forward line. I tossed up with 3 votes, and it was actually Jake McLean that got it. I didn't give him votes last week, but he played a tremendous game last week, and a game today, early, and especially when the game was up to be grabbed, he was the bloke that was providing a lot of run from their half-back line again. So a lot of their players' work, or the players I've voted today, are from their back half, which got them up and running and held them out, Inverleigh out during that initial onslaught. So I thought they were my 3, 2, and 1. Who's going next?
I'll go next. I gave 1 to Ezard. I think he just stood up today. He was able to get his body over the ball. Took some good marks. What did he end up with? 3 goals as well. 3 goals, 2. So a good performance from him up there. Beardsall I gave... Harris Monahan I gave 2 votes. His movement around the ground was good all day. He put his body on the line a few times. And, as that smaller sort of midfield, I think he did well to get the clearances that he was able to get, and was very solid around the ground. And 3 to Beardsall for me. I believe also kicked 2 goals, 1, and just had a lot of run, a lot of set-up play. Yeah, we spoke his first quarter, the kicking wasn't up to his standard, but he tidied that up and got it back together for the remaining 3 quarters, and I think he was my best for the day.
You're kidding me.
Oh, it was hard.
Well, I got no idea. I thought Minari was pretty good, so I gave him 1. 2, I don't know. The hard part about this was just about every East Geelong player done something and played well, and that's why I'm going to give 2 to the coach. I just thought he was terrific out there today, but the 3 votes, probably the only bloke that had more than 20 touches, and I reckon he had 40, and Tyler, you're on the mark, and now this galah beside me didn't give Jack Beardsall 3 votes. I will never know, because he's the only bloke that you could give 3 votes to, Jack Beardsall.
Well, there you go.
What's wrong with you?
Jack Pitchell is
What is wrong with you?
well, I gave him 2.
You shouldn't give him 3. He was
No,
best on the ground.
he wasted possessions early in the game. McLean had 25, 30 possessions and wasted one of them.
8 touches.
No, you better go and check
You got
that.
him mixed up. You had Simon with no touches.
No, I did
and
at one stage.
And he had 6.
Yeah, so he got him late in the game, though. He really come into it.
Still getting touches in the last quarter. He went 4 quarters.
Yeah.
He was fantastic and easily best on the ground.
Okay, well, there you go.
As good as Anaki's day was, unfortunately, there is some bad news. Lever and Gerard were both hamstrings in the end, not a concussion. So that's an update to that. Lever Gerard, hamstrings, and Davey has done his shoulder as well. So that'll make things tough for Anaki.
It will.
Doesn't make things, as you said, you don't need injuries, and you don't need injuries to any player at this stage of the year, especially when you're going into finals football. So I don't know whether it is
How do you spell Beardsell?
Beardsell.
E or A?
E. Beardsell, yes. Now, you're going to go and thank our sponsors, Grub?
Well, I certainly will.
We disappear?
I certainly will, because neither of you two are going to do it. But, look, I do this every week, and I'm proud to do it, because leagues like us, as well as our league's going, they're only going that well because of these people. Buckley's, as I've said earlier, the best in the world. Elders Insurance. If you need insurance, you can't go anywhere else. Don't worry about all these big mobs they advertise on TV. Elders Insurance will look after you. P&R Foods, can't speak highly enough of. I saw on the Google there was what do they call it, a review. And it said, great prices and magnificent service.
That's what you want.
And I agree with that too. And of course, well, I shouldn't say Martin Carter, because I don't know if he's the big wheel there, but he's the bloke to go and see. And his mates at Morris Finance. Routley's the big men fly for the Routley's pie. Victories, trophies. If you're in the city, get in and see Maury. Go and see Jack Beardsell when he goes out for his Hotham Hotel meal. If you can't get into the city and you're out in the west, get into the Yards Hotel. They take some beating, I tell you. Victory trophies. What about the great Kempy Engineering? Read the play. Play of the day. Thank you very much, Kempy. Athletes Foot, you beauty. Promoted trophies. Oh, you can't go better than that. And, of course, Connectel. That's right. Connectel. Thank you very much, all our boys. And a new one. A&K Tucker Excavations. They'll be on board for the finals. Very, very welcome, and huge thanks to them all.
Yes, and as I said, we can't go on without the support from the people around here, or those people that help us out week in, week out, and we do appreciate it. So, finals football.
Hang on. Big thank you to Tyler.
Yes.
His commentary was probably less than par, but he had a crack. And that was
Gave it me best shot I had a bit going on.
And I was watching a bit of the camera work before. How you employ that bloke, I'll never know. All he's doing is whinging about the cold.
Yeah, he's been a bit unwell during the week, he was telling me before the game.
He's still as quick as a dog.
Look, he keeps soldiering on. We're nice and warm here in the box, and he's out there by himself. I offered him an extra jumper, but he declined to take it on. But maybe next time, we'll never know. But again, to everybody who's been out there listening to us, those who have been viewing us on live screen, we thank you for your support again, and hopefully next week finals football is upon us.
And because it's upon us, all those clubs that didn't make the finals, and I know how hard you trained, I know how well you played at times, get down to St Albans, buy a beer, get a hot dog and a pie, support the league, support the clubs, and make it a real good afternoon for the whole final series.
Yes, until next week, you've been listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Thanks, mate.